To dinner?
No.
Last time on Dragon Ball Z. What happened? Do we remember?
Powered up for a year.
Okay, so
Mayorally, actually.
we went to the Redacted Inn Tavern, the
Whiskey
Whiskey Rivers, who was not owned by Mr. Whiskey Rivers, who was owned by Henry Jenkins. He was like, well, Father Cochran seems to have everything kind of under control around here. And we're like, that seems shady AF.
Here's the thing about non-believers.
And then those two guys left under suspicious circumstances, and suddenly Father Cochran knew everything about us when we went to go to the church. And then he was like, I got it under control, so leave.
Like, I live humbly, and he had his, like, Trump mansion suite.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you do.
Fuck you,
And then
dude.
he was, and so then we went to go talk to the mayor, and he
These
was
two
like,
went to go talk to the mayor.
those two went to go talk to the mayor. They were like, blink twice if you need help, and he blinked twice and was like, we're fine here. And
You should leave.
Yeah, he was like, there is no war in Bossing Say, and the vibe was checked, and we got, there definitely is, though.
The thing is, though, if there is a war in Boston,
Yeah.
I forgot I was
So,
stressed
like,
out.
check your privilege.
And then Surrie and I went to go do some cow inspection.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
cow-
Yes, and
cow
we called it.
inspection.
Oh, that's right. We're starting off with the Seren and Surrie gay cow adventure.
Why is everything a gay adventure? Yeah, you're right.
You
You
serious?
made your bed.
You serious right now?
She doesn't sleep in the bed.
No, that's
It's
a
just
gay
made.
experience.
It's just
not
very,
good.
very well made. Okay. So, we pick back up. Seren and Surrie, the dynamic duo. You make your way back along the eastern road, which you came in on. Again, making your way through the sort of like blighted and scraped away fields directly adjacent to the town. It looks like these plains were once filled with probably fields of corn, potatoes, other sort of like staple crops like that. But everything has been pretty much cut away by human means, either cleared to clear away the fungus or to stop the fungus from taking over what was still good there, or perhaps just trampled by that massive herd of meat monsters you saw earlier. But yeah, you make your way back along the road a little bit of ways until eventually, kind of coming up on the horizon, you see that just where you left it.
Ew.
Yeah.
Just a massive, kind of stinking pile of rotted flesh. Since you last left it, it almost looks as if just sort of a soft sheen, a healthy crust almost of just burgeoning fungus has sort of started to recollect over the calamity of cow that you left splayed along the road. And the air directly above the pile.
It's got those stink lines on it.
Yeah, there's those little cartoon stink lines coming up out of it with some cartoon flies buzzing around.
Sorry, why are we 3D rendered, but those things are cartoon? That's a pretty cool choice on the part of the animation team, don't you think?
Yeah.
Damn, Vampire really did a number on you, huh?
Oh, I'm sorry, but I wanted to ask if you guys wanted to do anything or talk about anything on the way over. Just leaving town.
Yeah.
Don't crack your knuckles.
Yeah. While we're on our way, just simply say to Seren, sorry for punching you in the face earlier.
It was necessary.
I didn't say I regretted doing it.
I didn't say I didn't appreciate it.
Good. You know, whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
You know I'm here.
Thank you.
You come upon a huge pile of meat.
I'm sort of wondering if it's safe for us to go over there. Oh, sure, yeah.
You gotta mask up, yo.
Yeah, so I guess take like my cloak and
Pull
just
my
over my mouth and nose.
actual mask up over my nose the way it fits anyway.
Yeah, the air directly above the pile of cow. From a distance, it almost looks like a swarm of some kind of insect obscures the air over the pile, but as you draw closer, you see it's just so thickly populated with these spores spewing up out of this pile that it sort of chokes the air right above, and kind of moving outwards from the center of this big mass. It almost like veins running along the ground. It looks like these protuberances of reaching tendrils, like almost like an organ is sort of growing into the ground around here.
Thanks, I hate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
It's beautifully disgusting.
I will say though that the way that these like sort of new mushrooms and pods and all of it's kind of just sprouting up around now this sort of just like meat pile. The colors of the mushrooms and lichen and fungus and all of it. Looking at it here now, sprouting up anew, there's an odd beauty to it. I don't know, an alien beauty to it.
Are you feeling particularly lucky with your bow and arrow?
Always.
I'm just wondering, we might want to,
How close are you guys?
not inside of the cloud yet.
No, sure, yeah. And it's just sort of like just above it.
Call it 30 feet?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know we should probably take a closer look at one of the actual cows, but we might want to dispose of this from a distance. I mean, look, and I'm gonna point at where it's like crawling through the ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you're right.
Is there like a car? Is there like a cow that maybe like flipped off of the pile up and like?
Yeah, well, I mean,
so
there was. You dispatched a number of them elsewhere, a little bit farther down the road. They all exploded though, and so it's just sort of a pile of mush. Like a couple of others spread out elsewhere along the road where you slew them, and then they subsequently exploded. And in fact, you see many of the sort of tendrils growing out of this sort of central mound. Particularly, they seem particularly eager about reaching these other sort of nodules.
Okay.
Yeah, what would you like to do?
At risk of possibly being overwhelmed again,
Yes.
would you? And then I will wiggle little man out of my shirt and hand him over. I am. Yes, do not touch anything, please.
He just flaps his arms a little bit.
Yes, that's not what.
I feel like fire would be good, but I can't make any.
I have torches and everything. That's not what I'm worried about. Would you keep an eye on him for a moment? I'm just a little less prone to poisonous things.
Right.
I'm gonna go up to the closest outside cow body in this pile.
So kind of making your way around the hub, for lack of a better word, towards where you left one of the individual cow bodies. Yeah, absolutely. So Surrie kind of staying back. Okay. So you begin to make your way, sort of keeping a safe distance from this sort of stinking pile of former cow, moving your way around the outside, and you make your way a bit more down the road as you see a couple of these sort of little nodules of exploded cow, and you make your way over towards one. The tendrils are advancing towards it, but not moving fast enough that you can observe their movement. What would you like to do?
Can I get a look inside the cow himself?
The cow's it's not intact anymore.
It's just like explode.
Yeah, it's like smoothie.
Have I ever seen any kind of fungus like this before?
Nature check.
13?
The things that you're seeing, they're not dissimilar from things you would find along a forest trail, but they're all bigger and a little juicier, and there's just sort of this almost like heightened mystical sort of aspect to them that you would not expect.
Like Alice in Wonderlandy, kind of?
Kinda, yeah, that's kind of a good way to put it, yeah.
Aesthetically, that's dope. For our purposes, that's nightmarish. Can I tell... I don't have, like, detect magic or anything. I'm just a schlub. Can I tell if there's anything, like, arcane influencing them?
Give me an Arcana check.
Yeah, sure will. 9.
Talk to me about what you know about magic.
Sometimes I can make things glow purple, and my friends can hit them a little better.
So
If it's not pertaining to like Fae stuff, I probably don't have much experience with it.
I mean, there has to be some kind of. This is not naturally occurring. You can, just based on what you've seen, you can assume there is some sort of magical enhancement to these things, but its origin or its nature or how it was created eludes you. And as you stand there over this sort of cow slushy, pondering its existence, I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw.
A dexterity saving throw. James, this is your die. 14?
14. Yes, so, and perhaps aided by, from your vantage, Surrie, on the other side of the pile, you see Seren sort of maybe scratching her head a bit, looking over the previous corpse of the cow. You see some of these tendril-like growths begin to inch closer and closer towards Seren and begin to snake-like rise their way into the air and lurch forward
Watch
at
your
her.
6!
Like, what?
Y'all about to get into combat without either of your healers, because that's going to be hilarious.
Seren, your training perhaps sort of the reflexive nature
Duck!
of your training kicks in at just the right moment before you even in your peripheries catch a glance of these lashing out towards you. You're able to dodge out of the way as they sort of like lurch forward, grasping at the air.
Trying to like get my bow out.
Do a little like back walk over
Big
type
in one
graceful action and then like get out.
Very nice, yeah. And as you sort of like gracefully make your way out, you can see the tendrils start to sink back down into the ground, and all is motionless and still again.
Kind of go back over to Surrie.
As you're making, please give me another one. As you're making your way back across.
Morning, Lord. Oh, okay. 27.
Yes, again. So you start to sort of make your way back, taking probably the same distance that was safe getting you across at once. But again, as if from nowhere, these tendrils seem to lash out and try to grab hold of you, but you dance out of the way. Yeah, as they lash out and then slowly just kind of slink back in towards the main sort of central mound. Cowards.
And I'm gonna, as I'm like kind of getting out of the way, go for my tinderbox and torches in my pack.
Melt it? I said melt it?
I can't think of anything else to do. And then I will light the torch
Mm-hmm.
and then kind of do like a give it the baby and get a hand over the torch. And then I'll stick him back in my shirt. Yeah. And then I'll hold it over. Do you want to try lighting one of your arrows?
Oh, an arrow? Could do that. I could also. I've got this cool spell that makes a lot of acid.
Oh, fair enough.
We can burn it too.
No,
though.
that's fine. You go first.
Me go first? Yeah, I don't. We'll see if it works. Oh fuck. Get within. Oh man. I guess. Let's call it 20 feet
Oh,
of a pile.
you're approaching it? Okay.
I'm gonna cast.
Uh,
Okay.
Yeah.
She was just 30 feet away.
Yeah.
Or you're both 30 feet away. That's right.
So you move forward
shit.
to begin to sort of get into range to preparing to cast your spell, but as you do so, I'm going to need a dex save
That's
as well.
okay. That's okay. I'm good. Very good at this.
Good thing you sent the rogue and the monk.
That's true.
Uh-oh.
No.
Well, that makes it 10.
Maybe that'll be enough. That's a DC sometimes.
No.
Okay, so
shit.
so you are trying to prepare yourself for this. I mean, you've seen it do its thing now a couple of times. So you begin to move forwards, stepping gently over the tendrils as they lay on the ground, trying to get into range to cast your spell. And you're sort of keeping a wide eye to both sides. But it's just one single toe out of place and it sort of tightens like a slip knot around your ankle. And immediately, faster than even your eye can almost track, the tendrils wind their way completely up and around your body, and you are completely restrained. What would you like to do, Seren?
Pop the little guy onto the ground and then go, don't move! And then... Oh. I don't want to hit her. But
Shame.
I can take it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can. I'm gonna just kind of like pass a hand over my ring, and from this distance, a silvery beam kind of coalesces from nowhere in the sky, and then wherever will not hit her, but will hit the pile of like the main hub.
Okay. Yep.
Just kind of like laser.
Okay. Great. Okay. Yeah. So you're sending your moonbeam down from the sky into the sort of main central pile.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know she's not out, but I kind of like cast around in the sky, and I'm like, I could use a hand, please.
Fantastic. Okay. Does that do damage up front, or is that when they start their turn?
It's when the creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there.
Evasion only applies to damage.
Okay. Great. Let's just go ahead and do initiative here then.
Yeah, here we go.
Okay. So let me just get Seren and Surrie here, and just for this littler one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just bandits attacking.
So that was Seren for you. That was a
Non-natural 20.
Surrie.
23.
Spooktacular.
Terrific. So, Surrie, that actually brings you up first. You are completely restrained as you feel the vines, for lack of a better term, tighten and tighten stronger around you.
What can I do?
Can you like try and break out of it, or?
Can I?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay, yeah, we'll try that.
Either in athletics or acrobatics.
Cool. 23.
Well,
Yes. So you feel the vines constrict tighter and tighter around you, but you're able to just sort of maybe wedge a knife in and just get a little nick, which sends them sort of reeling, and you just sort of like barrel roll out of the constricting vines around you. That will be your action. Anything else?
I will bonus action disengage and just
Shimmy your
scoot
way
on
away?
back. Yeah, man, yeah.
Okay, cool. So yes, you're out and shimmied away. That brings us to you, Seren.
I'm gonna yell, "Get out of there!" With my lovely ring of the third quarter. It needs to make a con save.
Whoop.
6.
Okay, well, great. I just rolled max damage, so it takes 20 points of moonbeam to its mushroomous face.
Nice.
radiant.
Radiantly.
Amazing. How much was that?
20?
Okay, fantastic.
Juicy.
This beam of light shines down, and the sort of like fine crust that was forming on the outside of it begins to sizzle and pop, sending more spores up into the air.
You microwave too much fat in that bowl.
All around it. Anything else?
Well, that was my action. Bonus action. I will patiently defense.
Sure, yeah.
I guess I'm. I think a safe distance away.
You never know with these.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm just gonna
boys.
patiently defense.
Okay, great. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay, that brings us to its turn, so now it needs to make a save again or take damage, right?
Oh, that should have been on its turn. Well, with my action, I would have.
Isn't it like call lightning, like as a thing you can do it again?
No,
I
no,
don't
wait.
remember.
You have it.
I use an action to move the beam 60 feet in any direction. Ooh, shite. Okay, well that would have happened on its turn.
Oh, okay.
So-
So you let's rewind time. You still
sorry,
have an
sorry,
action.
sorry. I'm used to that. The whatever I'm targeting going first.
Because you cast it before combat, then, didn't you?
Yeah. With my action, I don't want to go up and get close to it. So I guess I'm gonna.
You can huck that torch you got.
Yeah, I'll huck the torch.
Okay. Right. That would be a thrown improvised weapon, yes?
Yeah.
So give me a roll with Dex mod without proficiency bonus. Unless you are proficient in thrown or improvised things.
I'm not.
Okay.
With Dex?
Yes.
15?
Hey,
Yes, absolutely.
a clump of fungus can't have an AC that high. I hope. Clungus.
Thanks.
Great. Yeah, just do roll damage like you normally would. Just you're using a d4 as a damage die.
6.
6. Okay, excellent. Yeah. So you like overhand chuck this torch. It goes spinning through the air, and it with a satisfying like it sticks right into the side of the mass of meat. Okay, great.
Wait,
I like
okay,
it
so
being
then
called meat.
just because we kind of had to retcon what just happened a little bit, I guess I like hucked the torch, and it kind of like into the side of whatever it just hit, and I kind of go, huh. And then I just like call Moonbeam, and it does way more radiant damage, and I look satisfied.
Excellent. Yes. Okay. So that brings us to its turn. Now it gets the moonbeam. Okay. So that was okay. Great. I am going to need. How far are you? You shimmied away. Yes. How far are you away?
I'm
Roughly.
30 feet.
Okay. Great.
Which would actually be 50 because I
Right, yeah,
moved
yeah.
within 20.
Yeah. You're good. Seren, please give me another dexterity saving throw. As the tendrils once again lash.
Yep.
Hope the juice doesn't run out.
22.
Yep, that's plenty. Yeah, they again sort of, with less gusto this time, just sort of like, and reach out to get you. But you easily get out of the way.
Oh, it's tired.
Surrie, back to you.
Okay. What I know about perhaps psychic damage, do I know if something needs to be sentient to take it? And is this?
I'm just gonna make a call that generally things have to be able to, like, think to take psychic damage. Or have some sort of prescience.
And I think that this thing isn't thinking?
It's a big old pile of meat.
Then I'll shoot it. Or attempt to.
Fire away.
18.
Yes.
I mean, Sarah just escaped from a tendril, which is part of the creature, right? So she's next to the creature, right? If we're being honest about it.
We're through to the mind.
Yeah, fair enough.
8
Points of damage?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Yes, so you send your arrow flying through the air satisfyingly. It connects with the sort of side of this shambling mat. No, it's not moving. This mass. And as it strikes, this terrible sound starts to ring through the air, like almost like steam escaping from a lobster when you put it into the pot. Just this horrible hissing sound as it seems to, the massive mound seems to begin almost deflating. And its contents almost immediately putrefying, as if you were watching like a fast-forwarded video of a dead animal rotting. And it just sort of like grotesquely sinks and liquidates into the ground. This noxious, putrid, like brown, black liquid spilling out and staining the ground immediately around it.
You didn't need to choose to make this.
But as far as you can tell, it's quote-unquote dead.
Okay, thank you.
Feeling different.
The moonbeam is gonna kind of like reverse, go just back up into the sky, and my ring does a little like anime like shine around
Like
the
pee
outside
back
of
up the
it.
stream.
Kill you.
I'm just gonna kind of like twist my ring around my finger, and then immediately look around and scoop up Mr. Man wherever he went.
He immediately started walking towards the thing, trying to sniffing out exactly what was going on.
No.
He's gonna get himself killed.
Then
You scoop him back up.
what did I say about not moving?
He just sort of turns his big old eyes back on you and tries to do that thing where he tries to reach out and grab your chin.
I'm very unhappy with you.
Bows his head a little bit.
Back in here. Yes.
This might be stupid, but I'm gonna just go up to the brown stain and look at it.
Oh God, okay.
Dude, I don't know!
You're gonna step in it. Are you
No, I
prepared
don't want to
to
step in it! I don't want to step in it!
Don't warn her. Let her face the
I want to
consequences
go
of her
up
actions.
to it. I don't want to step in it. I
It's
wanna
like leaking out.
Oh,
and
it's
not-
coming towards us? Ish?
Not coming towards you, but yeah, you know how like when you drop a water balloon on the ground and it just
Sure.
sort of like.
I just want to look at it a little closer, but I don't want to step in it.
Yeah. So yeah, you sort of kind of approach it again, and it seems to just kind of have deflated, and it's just this gnarly mass of yuck liquids leaking out of it. The spores now above it, notably, however,
Oh.
seemingly begin to sort of being taken away on the wind.
Still gonna cover my mouth and nose.
Should we be, yeah, I'll pull my mask, like, even tighter. Should we be worried about those ones sort of floating away, you think?
You want to try and go catch them?
Yeah, right, okay, fair enough.
Just saying. Can I have a think about perhaps why?
How hard a think you want to have?
I don't know, like 16 many?
A scale of 1 to 20.
Is it something about the arrow that did that, or it just had enough, or what? If I can discern that, if not.
I'm trying to figure out, like, if it died, or how it died, or
why
it died.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, give me a nature check.
I'll certainly try. Oh, 13.
This whole thing is a little bit of a puzzle to you.
Yeah.
But it just kind of seems like whatever it was trying to build something, and you just stopped it before it was done.
Cool. Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
So good job.
Thanks.
Says the voice in your head.
Whatever that thing is not... We knew this, but... I don't necessarily know that something's controlling it, but...
Mm-hmm.
At the very least, when it was begun unnaturally. I have to wonder now that hopefully there's no eyes and ears on us. Do you think that priest is behind it or capitalizing on what's an already terrible situation?
Could be both. I don't know. He seems to at least tell people that he wants it gone.
Right.
Right.
I'm very loath to do this, but do you think we should go to like a service or something?
We could.
See what he's up to, or do you think our welcome is
Well, there's that as well.
overstayed?
I mean, yes, it seems that way, but I mean, if we're going to be staying in the city anyway, they'll know, so we might as well do what we can.
Well, I'm thinking we either do it the... how do I want to say this? We could do that and be less obvious about it, or
True.
we could sneak around at night and poke our noses where they don't belong. I don't really have a preference. I kind of like traveling by night anyway, but maybe we should see what Alcyone and Kashek think.
Yes.
That was really gross!
Yes, it was.
I almost got you.
Yeah. It didn't, though.
Yeah, well done.
Thanks. You too.
Alright, let's go back and get stared at some more, I suppose.
Okay.
Heading back to town.
Mhm.
Great. You do so. And we'll say it lines up that you sort of arrive back in the center of town as Alcyone and Kashek are leaving a building in the sort of main square here, slightly taller than the others.
Just saying, couldn't have known either way, so.
That's auspicious.
Happened to be the case.
What happened to be the case?
Oh, well, the mayor did live there. Does still live there.
Are either of them covered in any ichor?
Ew.
A little bit on the heels of your shoes.
What I noticed with a 19 passive.
Sure.
Did you find what you were looking for?
Yeah.
But the question is,
I
what
guess.
did you find?
Well,
It wasn't fully disposed of. It had sort of started to recoup, and so we had to have a very small round two with it.
What did?
the
mushroom.
The pile
fungus cow. Yes.
of them
Yes.
became its own thing.
Seemingly, it was sort of growing like roots out, and then the roots grabbed each of us.
Did you
Or
have
tried to grab her.
I don't know what your life has been like. Sometimes people would leave loaves of bread out of the monastery and it would get that blue fuzz sort of on it, and the little patches would sort of grow into each other.
Mold.
Yes, that sort of seemed to be what it was like. Reaching out for,
Something.
friend.
I don't know if the cows were friendly, so I don't know if whatever mass comes from didn't be friendly either.
It wasn't.
To it itself, then.
I might speak with it.
Well,
Next
Not
time we
anymore.
find some, I would be happy to have you initiate a
Yes.
conversation.
that might be helpful.
Good.
Probably from a distance, though. Yeah, you said those roots ground you.
Yes.
Yes. It seems as though, for now, and we can't truly be sure, but that it is disposed with now.
Of that particular colony of it.
Yes, just that part, obviously.
No, that's the only one we caused, essentially. So that's for the best.
Did you learn anything edifying?
Shall we perhaps head to our rooms for a little while? Relax for the rest of the evening?
Yes, let's.
Afternoon?
Yes, would be quite refreshing.
Get some actual water this time, Kashak. Although the mayor was very kind and provided you some water.
Yes.
That's right.
Oh, there. And I'll just hand him over my water skin. I promise it's only water.
This is too great a gift.
Well, no, you can't have it, but you can have a drink out of it.
I must give you something for it.
You can give me your friendship, Kashak.
He takes it like hesitantly, like he doesn't believe that you don't want something for it.
Do I notice that?
Yeah.
Okay. I just sort of like nod.
He takes like the barest sip. Thank you.
It's not really that scarce around here.
It is still a fine gift, though.
Right, well, if you get thirsty again, just ask. Do you have one of your own?
It is empty. I have not been filling it up as usually as I should be.
We'll find somewhere to fill it.
Perhaps.
Could just ask the barkeep. I mean, that's...
Unless it's something special.
I'm very tired. May we go back to our rooms?
Yes,
perfectly
of course.
fine.
Back to Whiskey Rivers.
Yes.
Whiskey that's the
Rivers.
Is it Alcyone?
She's
She's a
basically
baritone. She's a baritone.
No.
Yeah, so just a short jaunt again across this sort of like central hub of the town. You find yourselves back in Whiskey Rivers.
Sorry. Can we back up like 5 seconds?
Yeah.
Do we want to perhaps take a scenic route back to the tavern? We didn't really get to see much of town when we came in at first.
That's a fine notion, I think.
Just to stretch our legs and, before we go sit down for the night. Sorry, Kashak. It's gonna kind of casually stroll in the direction of the center of town, where there might have been like a hypothetical ruckus at some point.
You're there.
That's where we met.
Yeah, that's where you are.
Back up.
Yeah.
We're here.
The mayor's office is
Quick, we
is
made
right
Turn
there,
around the
sort of.
well real quick, and then here we are.
Do I see any signs of a hypothetical ruckus?
Your perception check.
Okay.
I don't know. I looked pretty hard for a ruckus earlier, and I don't think there's any here.
23?
There was once.
That might change that.
23. How hard are you looking? Like, well, what? And by that I mean there's still kind of a lot of people around here.
Yeah, no, I'm trying my best to look inconspicuous.
Mhm.
So I'm not like turning over individual like
Okay.
pebbles.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah. So you guys sort of lazily make your way back across the center of town here.
Mhm.
There's still a fair. It's getting on now. Probably like 4:35. We're getting into evening. By the time all this is said and done, there are still people milling about the main square. But you do, Seren. You see the sort of dusty, sandy, packed roads, streets, quote unquote, here look pretty well maintained. Almost maybe a little too well maintained, as if they were very recently sort of retouched up and retextured.
Mhm.
And so you're kind of keeping an eye out, scanning, just sort of scanning the ground or the buildings around or the air above as you make your way back to Whiskey Rivers. And you see a woman, she looks like she's just carrying a basket maybe filled with some washing or something. And she kicks up a little bit of sand, barely noticing anything herself. But as she moves on, you look down at the footprint she left. You notice something a little like just a little like grayish substance in what she just kicked up.
Does it look like the spores?
As you sort of like surreptitiously move towards, maybe just bend down, maybe bend down, pretend to tie a shoe or something as you investigate closer.
Tie my sandal.
Tie your sandal, readjust your sandal as it were. You run a finger across it and sort of run it between your hands. It's unmistakably like charcoal or ash.
Cool. Can I, if that's what that check is, that's what that check is, but as we're making our way back, can I keep an eye out for one more thing?
Well, yeah, what else?
Are there like a stocks or
items being affected by a spell.
anybody hanging out here that looks rather vagrant? Like,
No, everyone around the town seems to be going about their business. There's not many features in the center here. It really just does seem to be mostly a thoroughfare. There's the sort of well right in the center that I think I described last time, and also what seems to be a pulpit sat up for a town crier or whatever else it may be. Otherwise, it's pretty clear, pretty wide open.
okay. Then I'll keep that to myself as we're making our way back to the tavern.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. And you do, yeah. You make your way back to Whiskey Rivers. Entering back inside, a little busier than when you left it in the middle of the day. A couple of patrons sat up at the bar, a few in the tables, all keeping relatively to themselves. Just sort of a low hubbub inside. No one's carousing or anything like that. But you see your toothless friend Jenkins behind the bar.
Yeah.
Just polishing glasses, having a light chat with maybe someone over there. He gives you a little wave as you come back in. What would you like to do?
Is anyone hungry yet? Gone a couple hours.
I've lost quite a bit of my appetite, to be honest.
I could use a rest before eating.
Sure, let's go relax for a little while then. To our rooms.
Right.
We have to check which ones those are.
Mr. Jenkins?
Alrighty, good to see you back there. You really enjoying the town?
It's been very picturesque. Could you please remind us which ones are all upstairs?
Eh? Oh, the rooms, right, yeah, right, of course. Just the 4 right at the top of the stairs, first ones you run into.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome. I hope you find them all to your satisfaction.
I'm sure they'll be lovely.
Would this be... Are we trying to long rest, or...
I think no, just sit up here for a little while.
Okay.
I think we're trying to go talk
Yeah.
away from people.
Go up the stairs. I'll find the 4 at the top.
Yeah. So as you move up the stairs, and it's less of a hallway and more of just sort of an extended, like, closet up at the top almost. There's 4 doors, 6 doors set to either side, kind of packed pretty tight together, and then one at the sort of end of the hallway, if that's what you want to call it. But yeah, you mentioned that the first 4 doors are all yours.
Just take the first room I see.
I'm taking the closest on the left. Or the second one on the left.
Okay.
I'm assuming.
I'll take the last one.
Are we?
So we
do
really
we
only
have,
need the
So
3,
sorry.
but-
Do we have like across the hall and then across the hall, or do we have all on one side? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Across the hall. So there's only 3 on each side. There's
Oh,
6
gotcha.
rooms total. Well, 6 rooms total and 1 at the end of the hall. And yeah, so it's 2 and 2 on either side.
Okay, then in that case, I will also take the first one on the left.
Okay, yeah. You all make your way into the room. They're very sparse and very small. It's almost more like kind of a walk-in closet than anything else. Just a simple sort of like wooden bed, a little like sort of left open armoire is too much of a word, but
It's like a standing closet.
yeah, right. Just sort of a standing closet left vacant for your needs, and then maybe a little side table. But otherwise, the furnishings are very sparse. Just a single bed in each.
You can have that.
I mean, if you don't want to rest on the ground, I can take the other one to sleep. The other room, I mean.
Don't really care.
It's up to you.
Did I see you go into the one next door to us?
Yep.
Okay.
Time is it?
We'll say it's just quickly approaching evening. We'll say it's like 4:30, 4:45.
And what time of year is it?
Late summer.
So okay, so we've got a couple hours. Of sun.
Yeah. So yeah. We'll say it's like I haven't come up with months for this world.
It's
but,
okay.
yeah. We'll just say it's like it was maybe mid-August when you got to the capital. So
Late
just
August.
the end, late August. Yeah.
I'm gonna, when we get into the room, like close the door behind, and then on like the wall that shares with Alcyone's room, just do like a little.
A knockback.
You hear a knockback.
You know, I can just
Oh yeah.
talk to her.
Does she want to come over here? Do you want to go over there?
Point in the direction of Alcyone's room. And I will say, I think we would like to have a meeting. Do you want to come to us or should we come to you? I can message Kashek as well. You can reply to this message.
Probably come here. I'm further from the stairs.
Yes, Kashek. Yes, Kashek. And then
Are you
I
at
open
our
the door.
door?
Hello, Kashek. Hello, Kashek.
Hello.
Before anyone gets there, can I listen to see if there's anyone in the room on my
That's
left?
what I was thinking.
The two at the end of the hallway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what? Just like pressing your ear up
Yeah.
against the wall, and yeah, sure. Give me a perception
All
check.
right.
Yep.
3.
Sure sounds like a wall.
I'll open my door and have everyone come in. As they're entering, I am taking 10 minutes to ritually cast detect magic.
Okay, great.
Yeah, just sort of taking a moment and sort of humming a few notes to myself, and just going over a few things in my head from previous castings of this spell.
Great. Yeah.
It takes me 10 minutes, so.
Is everybody waiting until this is complete before we begin to talk, or are you talking over Alcyone while she's working?
No, I
I'll
won't.
wait. Yeah, I can tell what she's doing.
Just wait for them in the room.
Yep.
Point at the door.
And then I will
Close the door.
wiggle little guy back out and let him kind of roam as much as he can in a walk-in closet with 4 people in it.
Yeah, it's cozy once you're all in the same room.
Sure.
Your ritual comes to a completion, and as you sort of extend out, trying to sense magic around you, nothing sort of pings your notice.
Okay.
As you reach out, you can't feel below you because the floor is more than 3 feet, but
Okay.
at least you can kind of sense through the walls, and nothing is catching your attention up here.
Oh, that's a small comfort.
Would we like to hedge our bets and have this conversation very quietly?
Yes.
Then I am going to also kind of take like a grounding stance and cast Pass Without a Trace on everyone.
Okay.
Just 2 key points.
Okay.
And I'll pass without a trace.
Great.
So if we're trying to be stealthy up here alone in this room,
Is your thinking like it'll help to a stealth check made to like speak quietly?
yeah,
Okay.
Like our passive stealth, someone's perceiving us, maybe.
yeah.
All right.
Right, so what did, if you go into detail about what happened with the 2 of you?
Yeah,
Or do you already,
I
is
mean,
that pretty much all of it?
That's pretty much what happened, yeah.
There wasn't really much else to see. It sort of had a life of its own.
Some spores floated away after it deflated, but
Whether they went off to find something new to take over or just sort of floated away, I don't really know.
Not much to be done about that at the moment.
right.
Kashek?
Yes.
Oh, I just wondered if you wanted to relay what occurred with the mayor.
Oh, we spoke with him. He seemed quite nervous. I get the feeling he's trying to get us to investigate further.
Okay.
But he did not give us anything to go on.
Interesting.
His assistant is also very polite.
He has an assistant.
Yes. Helga.
A dwarven woman, yes. She very clearly, without saying as much, at least to my understanding, indicated that we should do our best to solve this. And I also, we made them aware, both of them, that we were staying here. So, whatever that's worth.
Did she give you anything to go on?
No.
No.
In fact, she even seemed more.
Reticent
Reticent.
to share. But more panic in the eyes.
Yeah.
Right.
Or pleading with the eyes. Yes, so Demare was the one who, of course, as we understand, sent to Capital to have someone come and deal with the plague they're dealing with, this blight. And yet he was very adamant that Father Cochran spoke to him afterwards and made it clear that he had it under control. The mayor's clearly terrified out of his mind. He's clearly been fed what to say and was not deviating from his script at all whatsoever. I'd say he'd make a fine actor, but the clear panic behind his eyes at every mention really didn't sell me on it.
I'm sure you can give him your notes later.
I thought about it.
To that point, my only idea, well, I had two ideas going forward, and we know what happens when I get ideas. One was perhaps to go to a service or something of the Father's. That seems really uncomfortable, but it might give us some more insight about what is going on.
It's bold. I did get the feeling rather that he wanted us to leave as soon as possible. We might not be super welcome there.
He will not be happy if we show up.
My only other thought was to go poking around at night,
Oh, well, I think that's,
asking for trouble.
well, but also perhaps a more likely alternative.
Fair enough.
Kashek. As your compatriots are talking, your owlish ears are pricked. But almost before you hear a slight fluttering of wings, the whipping of feathers against the air, and the little tiny scritchety, scratchety, clackety sounds of tiny little talons on wood. You swivel your head around to the window in the room, and perched, not necessarily perched, there's not quite enough room, but just sort of flapping, trying to maintain altitude in the air outside your window, is a small mottled brown sparrow. Kind of like, he's just kind of trying to keep height, throwing out its little feet, scratching against the sill, maybe tapping its little beak against the window as it flits up and down outside your window.
I still detect magic up. It's 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
What does the bird look like it's trying to do other than maintain its altitude, if I can tell?
It's just sort of like flitting in and out of view from the windowsill. Intention, I don't know, it sort of just looks like it's, as much as a bird can, trying to grab attention.
Oh, okay. I walk over to the window and open it.
Yeah, so moving up the windowsill, the little sparrow comes to rest in front of you on the sill, now having a little more room to operate. It tucks its tiny little wings up against its little chest, beating really hard. And now that it's landed here before you, you can see the tiniest little slip of paper tied around its teeny tiny little foot.
Am I getting any magic from this bird?
Maybe a faint trace.
You would get the school out of
School as well, if I can?
Doesn't really have a verifiable, a distinguishable one that you can tell. It's sort of a strange reading that you're not altogether familiar with.
I will take the note.
I'll not mention that. Just look at it.
Yes, so you do. You delicately with your talons. Probably don't even need to untie it. Just with your talon, you can just kind of snip the tiniest little bit of thread, holding it in place there. And as soon as you do, the sparrow takes off again into the air. You lose sight of it just due to its size before too long. But
Close the window too.
yeah, you do.
I read the note.
Unfurling it. The script is so small on the tiny little piece of paper, even for your eyes, it's a little hard to read. But focusing in, you have very little trouble doing so. It reads, "Meet me by the bend in the West River tonight. Be careful how you get there. You're being watched.
I have a 20 wisdom. Can I assume that this is meant for everybody in this room?
You probably could.
Okay. Okay.
What time did it say?
This
Sorry.
evening.
Just said tonight.
We have been invited to the river tonight.
To dinner?
No.
To where?
Sorry.
The West Bend River.
The bend in the West River.
That is what I said.
Does it say by who?
No. I flip it over just to make sure. No.
Do we think that this is something to go on, or well, either way, if it's himself asking us to go somewhere, that seems like it gets him out of eyesight if we do decide we need to take action.
Now you're getting it.
Oh, and also we are being watched, but we had already figured that out.
It's good to have confirmed, Till.
Yeah.
I can go unseen.
As can I.
Me.
Oh, nothing.
I'll figure something out. Actually, hang on.
I've got a disguise kit. I could disguise you.
Nice.
Make her blue and very buff. Oh, I'm going
Don't
through the
think I have
river.
much paint.
I can do a really good impression of my father.
That was amazing.
Well,
well,
Alcyone.
that's, yes,
I
you
mean,
know,
of course.
it's the job after all,
Mhm.
isn't it?
Is there anything else worth discussing, do you think?
Kind of hungry.
You are welcome to go downstairs and eat something. I'm still sort of, when I blink, I can see the cow
You should eat before the evening time.
tools.
Well, don't know what that means.
Should we discuss a plan for tonight further, or is it just that?
Should we meet there
We go.
separately if we're all being watched?
This is not a bad idea. Even if they spy one of us, they may not have enough forces to follow us all.
How long will it take to get there?
You're not quite sure.
Okay.
Well, actually, the first time you were coming into town when you were escorting the kids, if you'll recall, Stubbs talked about the two rivers.
He got a trout and both of them.
Yes, he did.
I was gonna say we wouldn't have crossed it though because we came from the
No,
east.
yeah, they sort of frame it on either side. They frame the town on either side. And when he pointed in the westerly direction, I think he said maybe 30 minutes that way.
Here's a thought.
Careful now.
Do we? Yes, yeah, I understand. Do we want to make it seem as though we're leaving tonight?
That becomes hard to explain tomorrow if we find something we're staying here for.
True.
We make ourselves even more suspicious than we may have been already.
I do like that idea, but again, if it does happen that what we learn or what happens tonight doesn't mean we immediately have to leave or become more secretive, then it does become a bit stranger.
Forgot our shoes.
Again.
You're not wearing shoes.
This is something that my people do from time to time called a jape.
Oh, you have a sense of humor too.
I do?
If only just a sense.
We should feed you before you start to get.
I'm quite capable of feeding myself, thank you.
I'm not Alcyone.
I'd also like some dinner. Do you want to go downstairs?
Let's do that.
All right.
You don't know wearing shoes.
What?
You don't know wearing shoes. I've got sandals on.
Oh, I've got shoes on.
Do you have hooves?
No.
Okay.
You have sandals, I have sandals. You're not wearing
Oh,
shoes.
I've got boots on.
Who had hooves?
No one had
Axel.
had hooves.
Ah, yeah.
We'll go downstairs.
Yeah.
No, I've got boots on.
Order up some dinner from
Mr. Jenkins.
McGucket. Jenkins.
He has a name.
I know. And it's McGucket. No, it's Jenkins. It's Mr. Jenkins.
I would like to go out and have my food.
You are more than welcome to do so. Yeah, so you all head back downstairs. The three of you taking a table. Jenkins comes over and says, "Staying for dinner then, are you?"
I think we'll probably be staying at least until the morning. It's unwise to travel at night.
Well, you're more than welcome to. We don't get a lot of passerby these days, so I'm always happy to have a little company here at Whiskey Rivers. Can I fix y'all something to eat?
Please.
Does he like to have company, or is he the deepest cover of all?
I mean, you do keep calling him McGucket. It could turn out that he's actually a super genius
Yeah.
that was destroyed by an eldritch god.
An insight check if you want.
I would like to.
One of us is going to sneak into his
Predicting
room
shit.
tonight, and he's going to be talking in reverse, like,
16.
He just seems like an old man who doesn't get to talk to folks much.
Aw.
Oh.
Dinner'd be great.
Yeah, right. I'll get to the special again since y'all liked it so much after this morning.
Really did. Really did.
Yeah, well, yeah, have a seat now. Be over at 2 shakes of a rabbit's, well, you know the rest.
I'm going to ask you a very specific question. Do you know the wingspan on a barn owl? I'm going to scale it up. Bird's wingspan.
107 to 110 centimeters.
No, that doesn't help me.
The metric system.
Yeah.
So roughly
Yeah.
2.54 centimeters to an inch.
Between 3 and
3.6
4
feet.
Got it.
That was the wingspan or their height?
Wingspan.
Wingspan. So
So
2 3
they're-
feet on a...
So it's roughly 3.5 feet for their wingspan.
Well, how
3.5.
tall is a barn owl?
Yeah.
The internet says
Excuse me.
40
a foot and a
centimeters.
half.
I was going to say, it's going to be a foot and a half just to
Yeah.
make it complicated. Okay, so 3 feet roughly to a foot and a half height.
So it's twice your height, roughly.
Twice my height. So I have a 10-foot wingspan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Reasonable.
So the 3 of you take a seat.
Imagine.
Kashek, you're going out to hunt for
Yes,
food?
and I specifically asked that question because I want to know that when he fully expands his wings, I want to know how much of a dust it's going to blow up.
Absolutely.
Because that's exactly what he does.
Oh shit.
he does like the extend, stretch, and then woof.
Before Kashek leaves, sorry. Before we head downstairs, we should probably feed you before you start to get. Oh right, I forgot to tell you. There's some sort of, I don't know, like charcoal or ash or something in the center of town. It's been all covered back over again with the dust or sand or whatever they used to pave.
Perhaps that's related to that ruckus we heard about.
Do you think the ruckus was a fire, or do you think they did what we had to do and burn a bunch of that fungus?
I don't know.
Doesn't sound unlikely.
Do any of the buildings look recently fixed? As I can remember, I'm not going to go look, but
Yeah. Not to your immediate attention, not to your
Did she?
not to your eye. What?
Where did she find this exactly? Did you say like?
In the center of town.
Mm-hmm. In that kind of wide open space.
Did you talk check this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
before we left.
before we left the room, we were rewind.
Oh, I've had a horrible idea.
What's that?
We
Is
might be
that he
having the
just-
same idea.
Is that he just kicked up a bunch of it when he flapped his wings?
No, it's center of town.
The
well,
source.
That hasn't happened
Oh.
yet.
especially if there's a bit of a ruckus and if it's been tried to cover it up.
And
If there's a pulpit in the middle, if he can.
Don't have
I wonder if everybody in town was cool with this new religious dude taking over.
Or if we decide to maybe make examples of someone.
Wonder if we should look at the well too.
I did.
Oh.
Yeah,
Sound
well
like a well.
seemed normal.
Sounded like a well. Brought up some water. Tasted like a well.
Well.
Food for thought.
Oh.
Anyway, Henry Jenkins is gonna bring us some more
Horrifying
chili.
Chili?
It is. Well, perhaps we can ponder that while we.
Oh, bowl of brown. How appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Okay.
What? Oh.
So, going down to dinner, going out hunting. Okay, great.
If there's a wood nearby, if not, he can make do.
Not really. It's pretty wide open.
What's the closest river?
Fish, I suppose.
Oh, the desert does not breed picky eaters.
That's fair. That's fair. So you spread your wings and take off into the twilight air. The sun begins to set. The sundown is a little bit later here, just because there's no natural obstructions to the sun's light. It's really wide open plains out here. And as you take off into the air, you can see the town is sat pretty much dead center between these two tributaries that then go on to feed the larger river that kind of feeds all of the Gower Plains. But yeah, to either side, there's sort of to the east and west, there's sort of a rivers twining their way through the plains.
I will go to the East River for obvious reasons.
Okay, great.
And yes, I would like to get a fish.
Sure, go on fishing. How high are you flying?
I'm flying high enough so that people might be able to see something, but they can't tell that it's me.
Okay, great. Yeah, so pretty up there then.
Unless it's somebody with specific knowledge of who I am, where
Right.
I am.
Yeah, so pretty up there then.
Yeah, and he's also, here's the other thing, is that all of his clothing is basically white, so he's not standing out against clouds. He might stand out against, like, blue sky, but it's still not easy to spot him. Like, he's It's not flying up and like hunting orange or anything like that.
Yeah, so as you climb up into the air, you see off in an easterly direction the sort of pile that you left earlier that day. You see the sort of like shorn away fields immediately surrounding the town, which have been cleared. And as you climb higher and higher, off to the west, there is one feature that sort of breaks the monotony of the plains. And it seems to just be this small collection of trees, bundled tightly together, sat atop a hill. And I think actually, from Dwarrick, based on where his abbey is, you might know what this feature is.
Ooh, can I make a check to see?
Sure.
Cool. What would that check be?
History?
Nice. 14.
Yeah, you know that to be the Gloomweald. It's the only trees for miles in these places. And it's so strange now that as you look towards it just from the vantage of your flight, I don't know, it's like there's a pall or a mist or a veil over it. It's just strange to look at.
So, wait a minute. How big is it?
Maybe... I'm so bad with
Size is hard.
distances.
You said circle,
Size.
and I was imagining more of like a singular hill that had like a ring of trees around it. But do you mean like a circular forest?
Kind of, but it's
Okay.
still small for a
It's
forest.
small for a forest,
I don't
but
know,
it is-
maybe 3, 4, 500 feet across.
It's big enough to warrant a name.
Yeah, right, yeah. But from this distance, you can even almost tell it's sort of like perfectly circular, sat around the ring of this wide hill.
So,
and the tops of the trees almost form this sort of. It's too perfect to be naturally occurring, but the tops of the trees sort of form a dome.
the implication here being that this is where Doric was like working.
Could be.
Okay.
It's just his abbey is not too far from here,
Right.
From where we placed it on the map. So
Yeah.
I'm just assuming that he would have knowledge of
He
this
would
place.
certainly have knowledge of it at the very least.
And yeah, presumably.
Okay.
You continue your easterly direction towards the bend of the river and swoop down low, your eyes searching the surface of the water, looking for fish. You didn't notice any sort of like land animals here. Usually during your flights, you can pick up the skittering of mice or rabbits as you fly over the land, but the land seems completely void and barren of those sorts of things. But you do see the shimmer of fish in the water. Give me a survival check.
21.
Ah, yeah, perfect. In just one clean sort of swoop skimming the surface of the water, you manage to throw out a couple of talons, and with 2 quick swipes, you snap up 2 healthy-sized trout from the water surface, and then raise back up into the air.
Consume.
You just swallow them whole.
Not Sankura,
such as
this
He does not swallow them whole. He eats them in bites
Oh, okay, great.
because
Eats
he's not a
them.
savage.
Raw and wriggling, you would say?
Oh no, he beats them over the head.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Yeah. So satisfied, you just head back to town?
Where's the moon?
Probably by the time you finish your hunt, the sun is maybe like half or maybe 3/4 down below the horizon. And so it's that thing where you still see some sort of pinkish sunlight in one half of the sky, and then the moon is starting to rise on the other half.
I'll pull the piece of crystal that I have out
Okay.
and hold it up and just mutter to himself, "It's too early." He replaces it.
Okay.
Shit's crystal.
He fills his water skin.
Mm-hmm.
And he will put a hand on the ground
Mm-hmm.
and say a prayer,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody hears it, so I guess I don't have to elaborate.
Not if you don't want to.
No, but he does. And then he flies back.
Okay.
And then he blows up.
Yeah, you do so. In the meanwhile, y'all are sat around the table. Jenkins comes over again with the sort of just big old bucket, slops some slop in front of y'all.
Thanks.
You do enjoy now, you hear? And leaves you to your business. The 3 of you are sat in Whiskey Rivers round a table, eating your chili?
It's so funny.
God, I want that in a t-shirt one day.
Country slop.
Your friend Kashek out hunting? Anything from anyone? What would you like to do?
I'm gonna just kind of do a once-over of everyone, like, as inconspicuously as I can. Every couple minutes just to see if there's anybody, like, like, doing a very obvious, like, listening or watching.
You know a lot of the same looks that you've gotten all day, which you're gathering now. I mean, it's just because I don't
We're not
typically see folks like yourselves around these parts.
You look different.
Yep.
Get out of here.
What do you do about
Now
it?
leave!
Yep.
Well,
okay.
You gotta go anyway.
But nothing sinister.
Then I'm just enjoying my plate of brown and making sure little guy gets his dinner also.
He loves the plate of brown. He loves the bowl of brown. The little one.
Yeah.
Snaps it up greedily.
You know, there's probably a good bit of meat in this.
Probably.
Oh, I just sometimes
Did
I know
you find any?
people of more out in the monasteries and such have sometimes opinions about eating certain things.
No, it's just sort of whatever we could get. It's quite snowy. Can't really afford to be picky, and meat usually has more insulation on it.
I appreciate an opportunistic lifestyle.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, then I won't either.
I just look over at Surrie once again, and I'm like,
Does she like me? You've only spent like this much less time with her than I have.
"You're better at this."
I don't acknowledge that.
Barely.
I continue to eat my brown, which is delish.
Yeah, it is delicious brown,
Mhm.
right?
Alcyone is
Oh, it's
not,
very delicious brown, yeah.
it's not being terribly decorous.
Very well seasoned brown.
Yeah. Okay.
The baby laps up whatever you give him, and maybe just in the midst of eating, just the tiniest little, and then he just keeps on keeping on.
Ooh. Please chew your food a little better.
He looks up at you and opens his little tiny beak to show you that he doesn't have any teeth to chew with, and then goes back to it.
He's got it all over his face.
Yeah, he does.
Oh yeah, it's just smeared all over his little facial disc.
Well, just like with a human baby, there's no point in cleaning it until it's absolutely finished. So,
You know, my parents used to have to tell Adrastus the same thing. Never liked chewing very much. I think he nearly died choking about 4 times before he ended up leaving the house.
That makes
that
a lot
really
of
tracks
sense.
from the little that I know your brother.
Yeah, well, certainly someone who ends up blowing off both their hands doesn't seem to be a careful person in their childhood, do they?
Well, you know, he's adapted fairly well.
He has, absolutely. They're very impressively done. They're not entirely his work, though, to be quite fair.
Well.
I'm sure he helped. I'm sure his arcane study suited him very well.
Well, where did he accomplish that?
The feat of dehanding himself?
No, rehanding himself. That seems dirty.
Does it? I'm usually good to pick up on those. That's new to me. All right.
Where did he study the arcane?
Oh, at the Mage's Circle?
Mage's College.
Mage's College. Between Arcadia, between the capital and, well, home, I guess.
Yeah, we passed it, didn't we?
On the way in, yeah, we passed it somewhat, that distance.
Sure we did. I was a little distracted.
Never studied it myself, but a few of my fellow performers had done in time. All sorts of magics come through.
Alright, I'm gonna start wiping Mr. Man.
It's like he's trying to push your little hands away,
Stop.
trying to lap the remainders of chili off of his own
His
face.
tongue's a little too long. So
Yeah.
Get all over it. I think you're fighting an uphill battle there, but the fact you're still fighting is very impressive.
Can't let him be indecent.
Heaven forfend a baby owlbear being decent.
I don't really know what to say to that, so I just kind of like blink and then go back to wiping.
Oh, you know as well?
I don't think he would have mind. He would mind.
Is that exactly what you said?
Mhm.
I really don't say anything and then I just go back to wiping.
Do I clock that?
With a 10?
Should I incite?
Yeah, if you're trying to act nonchalant, give an
Yeah.
insight.
Oh yeah, that's already.
Dirty 20.
Oh yeah, you definitely do.
Yeah, she says, I don't think he would mind. And I kind of like stop what I'm doing for a second and think about it, and then a little bit slower on the re-cleaning.
Alright. Outside is looking down. She just looks up and catches your eye just for a brief moment and then continues about what she's doing.
The baby's like, stop! And he's trying to get at the remained at your now empty bowl to try to lap up all the scraps.
Are you still hungry? Well, maybe Kashak can bring you back something.
Yeah, after a time, your good friend Kashak does sort of. I assume you just go back to Whiskey Rivers, yes, Kashak?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, he does come back in looking well sated.
I've got some rations upstairs you can have.
I will pass over I've got bits left in my bowl I didn't finish.
Thank you. I'll hold the bowl up for him. Surrie passed over.
Oh, yes,
bits I
sorry.
didn't finish.
Yeah, you do so, yeah, and just holding it up, and he just goes to town on it, lapping. He does have this really long, thin tongue that he just sort of laps all the scraps up with.
Sorry, I know you just cleaned him, but
Does it seem like he's been getting bigger? It's been like 3 weeks.
Yeah, a little bit. Not much, but yeah, he feels a little heavier now than when you're carrying him around.
Dense.
Yeah. Certainly getting denser, if nothing else.
He's got mostly bear bones, not owl bones, so that makes sense.
Anything else for the eve? Or for dinner, as it were?
I can think of nothing else to do but get ready to leave in the morning.
Sure. That's all I have as well.
bedtime.
Go retire for the evening.
Can't wait to go to sleep
Yeah, I was like,
in my bedroom.
It's like, not trying to make it.
All of us separately.
I was trying not to make it like super obvious, but I did say that. Like, can't think of anything else to do but go to sleep.
Yep, bedtime.
Right.
Yeah, so y'all finish up your dinners. Henry Jenkins comes back over to collect your plates. Well, how was it?
Very good.
It's delicious, thank you.
Oh, well, I do. I'm so glad you appreciate fine home-style cooking. You know, the people around here, they're just so ungrateful about fine culinary skill.
How do you mean?
Oh, well, you know, I suppose they're raised on it and can't see the forest for the trees, I suspect. So, nice to have passers-by coming on through. I can dazzle with my skill in cooking.
And dazzle you have, good sir.
Much appreciated. Do your rooms to your liking?
Definitely, yes.
Oh, most excellent. Well, I hope you have a comfortable night, and please do not hesitate to ask if there's anything else you need.
We'll be sure to do so, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Jenkins.
Most excellent. How many more nights you intend on staying?
Well, after our conversation with Father Cochran, it seems as though things are in good hands here, so...
Depending on how tomorrow goes, we may just be off your hands after tonight.
Oh, yeah, well, in the comfort and embrace of the Luminera, we all sleep a little sounder.
May I make an insight check?
Sure.
Does he believe that?
Did that sound like Father Cochran?
18?
This guy's just so weird. He's just got that rambly old man thing.
Yeah.
You just can't tell. He's just talking just to talk.
We should introduce this guy to Weird Horse.
You can tell each other all
Right
kinds of
outside.
stories.
Many conversations to be had.
Actually, Weird Horse is here. You can easily talk to him if you want to.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, enjoy the night, and I'll see you in the morning.
Pleasant evening to you, sir.
Good night.
And he makes his way back to the back room.
Head upstairs to the room, I suppose.
Yeah, you do so.
So it's what?
It's probably only like
Seven.
seven.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Guess I'll take a bit of a short rest.
Yeah.
Or 4 short rests in a row. Just vibe.
Yeah. So yeah, you've definitely got some downtime. Anything anybody wants to be doing? I'm assuming the plan is just wait until nightfall, or after hours, as it were.
Yeah. And we did agree to leave separately.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah, during that time, I'll spend the first couple hours sort of practicing playing a little bit of on my pipe.
Yeah. Yeah, so the rest of you get to spend the downtime with the sort of pleasing tunes of Alcyone's pipework moving through the walls.
But at a reasonable time, when it seems like someone should go to sleep, I cease doing so.
Yeah, and in fact, as you kind of pass the time, maybe glancing out the window, the town seems to shut down pretty early. Once night falls, everybody's pretty much in their respective homes.
I'm gonna hang out next to the window.
Mhm.
Mr. Man can just kind of go where he wants. But I'm gonna just keep an eye out the window every once in a while.
Looking for anything in particular?
A hypothetical ruckus.
Okay. Yeah, you glance out the window. The baby at first likes to watch the people milling about, but as everyone's son kind of seems to be finishing up for the day, he seems to lose interest in the window and sort of just moves over and begins pawing at you.
Yeah. And then I stick it in where he goes.
And he kind of curls up, closes his big eyes, and after a little while, you start to hear him snooze dolefully. Anything else from anybody?
What?
Are we in our separate rooms then? Okay.
It was a full moon the first night we got back to Barovia. It's been like 3 weeks, which means it's a waning
That is what it would mean.
gibbous or
Yes.
crescent.
Crescent at this point, probably.
Yeah, it's like a waning crescent by this point, probably.
Where is the moon though?
It's moved through the sky quite a bit since you were out by the river. We'll say it's, I don't know, maybe a third of the way up if you look at, sort of look at it like a dome.
I am in my room alone.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will again take out my crystal and hold it in the moonlight.
You do so. What happens?
It glows faintly. He just fixates on it for a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean probably the entire time that we wait.
You do so. What are you looking for over there, buddy boy?
He just fixates on it.
Okay.
It's a fidget spinner without spinning or fidgeting or anything else like that.
Way more moon.
Yeah. I think that's it for me.
Okay, great. Anything, sorry?
I'll read. I'll read my book.
Oh.
Key points.
What? I said I'll read my book.
No, what book is that?
The sexy
The
one.
saucy one?
The porn.
Where did you get that?
Facilities.
Right.
The Game of Light and Shadow.
I was like, did you get that in
Yeah. Oh,
They don't have porn in Barovia.
That
Well,
sounds like joy.
I didn't
They
know
do
if like
somewhere.
Strahd had his own hustler, but it was just him.
oh, we should have looked.
He definitely
Damn it.
had his own calendar, of just himself.
Could he be present in photographs, though, as a vampire?
No, they're painted.
Oh, they were painted your
I
own.
like how
what's
you're
his
like,
name?
there's a camera, but he wouldn't be able to appear in the
what's his
picture.
name? Rahadin painted it.
Yeah.
No, right.
Yes,
Good Lord, Liza.
Sir, your whipped cream is...
Stop! I started it.
you need to reapply.
Is it weird if we use the photos from the Santa shoot for both December and January?
They're just two really good ones. You can't really choose between them.
Okay, anyway.
I'm dunking on this guy because he's dead and we
His
did.
wives are all just like, fucking. Never invites us to be in them.
Okay, anyway, so yes, time passes. Night falls. Sound, it becomes very quiet downstairs, and the streets, those of you that have windows peering outside, see no activity on the street below.
Should we coordinate who's going when?
Yeah, I will send a message to Alcyone first. I will message Alcyone and say, do we have a plan? Do we want to figure one out this way? Sort of three-way calling, but it's very never mind.
Your door opens and I walk in the room.
Well, that's sort of.
Assume it's not locked.
Well, that's sort of.
There are no locks.
Great.
Can you open the door?
No.
That was gonna be better.
That sort of defeats the purpose, I think.
So here's the thing. That thing you did where you made us more difficult to detect.
It only really works if you're close to me, though.
Oh, the entire time.
Yes.
I see. I didn't know if it was a once and done sort of thing.
No, once we. Should we? Yes,
I
correct.
opened the door with thaumaturgy.
I could hear you all talking. I thought they might want to join.
No,
We're about to get
yeah.
you.
I was about to message you.
Well,
Yeah,
then,
it's
I really was.
creatures within 30 feet of
At casting time or the whole time?
The whole time, yes. Because you concentrate on it.
Oh, it's concentration. Cool.
Is that racial?
No, it's just pass without a trace.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a class feature. I can cast
Shadow
it with
monk.
key points.
But is that why you have to be within 30 feet? Or is
No.
that
No,
No, that's
it's
just
just-
that's how the
it's-
spell works. Yeah.
Welcome, Kashek. Once we hypothetically met back up, it would keep anyone from seeing us again, but
Sure.
on the way, no.
Are we not splitting up?
We are. I just thought that if it
That's
applied
why.
as we were moving. So great.
Draw straws to go first, I suppose.
How about I go last, since have the least capability of making myself unseen. So if something goes wrong, I'll need everyone to help.
I shall go
Yeah.
first.
Oh, alright.
I will be able to spot anyone following us.
Or rather, at least you'll all be able to get ahead, even if I get snaffled.
Do try not to do that.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Alright.
I have many tricks that none of them have ever seen before. Can promise that.
We think it might be like half an hour away.
That's what Stubbs said.
Oh, but you saw from above, didn't you?
Saw what?
The rivers.
Yes.
We would
River, yeah.
gauge maybe how far, how long.
Stubbs
would
says,
imagine.
Yeah,
little legs.
Stubbs's description was more or less accurate. You wager at a steady pace. It would take walking. It would take about half an hour to get there.
Cool.
Then maybe say 15 minutes, half an hour after you. Would you like to go?
I would say not more than 15.
Alright.
I can be visible.
I can be nearly invisible, yes.
Well, you two could leave at the same time then if you wanted.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, 10 minutes and I'll go. The thing is how I'm getting outside. I guess I could go out the window. On the second floor?
If you're invisible already, it's...
Opening doors.
Oh, right. I could leave the window open for you. Kishak can...
You're not here!
Kishak can also open
Yes,
the
I
window.
am.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought
we
you
did.
left.
No.
Okay. So if someone were going to be visible, I could go with them so doors aren't opening on their own.
Oh,
Perfect. Why don't you come with me then?
I'll come with you.
Then I'll go second, and then you two can go last.
That's fantastic.
Right.
That's why we plan together.
Well, good night, everyone.
Come along, Surrie.
Good night,
Open up the
Seren
window.
and Kashek.
I open up the window.
Okay, great. Okay, so what's
New
the
room
plan?
unlocked.
So the plan is you're leaving at intervals from Whiskey Rivers.
Yes.
Kashek first. Are you just out the window?
No, I'm going to flourish my quarterstaff, and a dusty wind is going to, a sandy wind is going to spiral around him, and he's going to be shaped into an owl. And I have dark vision now. God damn it!
Wild shape?
Yes.
Great. Fantastic.
Yay.
And it is a barn owl.
Naturally. Yep, that makes sense.
Kashek, you're smaller.
Oh, is that just... oh. Like a vampire bird.
No.
Like a bird.
Bird fire.
And I'm going to fly out the window.
You do so into the night, into the cool night air around you. It is a cloudless night. The moon shining bright for however full it may or less full it may be. You have no trouble seeing as you take off into the skies.
As the owl flies to the river.
Yeah, so
Maybe they're so
flying,
much
you
faster
get
than
there
us.
pretty fast. Yeah, you get there in about 15 minutes. And from your vantage, again flying through the skies, you can see a very, very noticeable bend in the river as it approaches the town. It's sort of one of those, you know how like when it's sort of like it makes this kind of shape where pretty soon it will just get the bend will get cut off and the river will just continue. You know what I'm saying? It like makes that like almost horseshoe-esque shape. It's like one of those.
It's
Where
like
it's almost
a kink
like
in
this.
the hose sort of thing.
Yeah,
almost.
right. Yeah, exactly. It makes almost this sort of like horseshoe-shaped sort of like when you hold a hose together, protrusion out of the regular flow of the river.
If I can find a tree to nestle up in, I will.
No trees around it.
I
Only
will
trees
continue
within.
flying then.
All right. Yeah. So you're just kind of circling above it. Okay. Great. Who's next?
We are next.
Nope.
Yes.
I thought you wanted to
You
go
wanted to go
last.
last.
Oh, we're going last? Okay.
I
You
thought
said you wanted
that's
to
what
go
you
last.
wanted to do.
You did say you would go last.
Yeah, but I thought that changed when we. That's fine then. Yeah, you go next.
Either doesn't matter to me.
I am going to wiggle Mr. Man out, and
He was dozing, and sort of as you sort of like lift him up, he sort of shakes awake a little bit, blearily, blinking his eyes. He got maybe a little crusty in the corner of one. He's a pretty sleepy baby.
yeah, put him in the middle of the bed.
But yeah, as you get him, he's
I'll be back. Sleep well.
as you place him down and get up to start moving away, he sort of just puts his paws out a little bit, reaching up towards you like he wants to go too.
I think I'm in Alcyone's room actually.
I don't know that I can take you with me. Stuff it back in my shirt because it worked on me. You have to be so quiet. Do you understand?
This action will have consequences.
It will.
Well, what about?
Either
Yeah.
way.
You were gonna leave him here?
Yeah,
They're gonna come kill us in here when we're not here.
yeah. You
Oh,
say
gotta
so.
put
You
Pillows under the blankets.
Yeah, they're gonna see us down our pillows. You're really great, guys. Go next door and watch.
What a dumb.
We'll watch from another tavern's window.
What a
Across the
dumb
window.
scene.
yeah. So as you sort of look down at him, say, you have to be so quiet. He doesn't brew at all.
He knows common pretty well.
Very good.
Of course he does.
Oh, he was a person, right?
Don't remind her she's sensitive about it.
Anyway, if we're done making fun of me.
No, but
No,
we'll
not
continue.
you.
We'll move on anyway.
We can continue. We'll
Yeah, okay.
circle back.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if this will work. I'm technically wearing him on my person, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'm assuming. Yeah, and you sort of got him like baby Bjorn in the wrappings of your
You
clothes.
can put the goggles back on.
Wearing or carrying?
Yeah, okay, so I'm carrying him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna kind of like out the window have a look at which building is casting a long shadow within 60 feet.
Yeah, with the moon sort of approaching almost an overhead vantage, all the buildings in the sort of main thoroughfare here sort of cast a shadow onto the sandy road beneath.
Mm-hmm. Then I just kind of like do like a 90-degree like out of the window, like out of the moonlight, and then meld into that shadow and then appear 60 feet away in a building's shadow, and then do it again and just kind of like make my way out of town that way.
Sure, make your way over to the western edge of town.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay, great. Okay, fantastic. Next.
All right. So I will, just as myself, go out the front door.
Right out the front door.
I will cast invisibility on myself and just right behind her.
All right.
Just leave through the front door. Okay.
Yep.
Tail tucked.
Yeah.
Right to my side.
Fair enough.
Surrie following behind, completely invisible. Just making your way down the road out to the western edge. Yeah, you do so. The city is completely quiet. Noticeably devoid of any sort of chirping crickets or nighttime animal noise. It's quiet, too quiet.
Do I see anybody whatsoever?
Perception check.
All right. I do have dark vision as a tiefling. Yikes. 4.
Nah, the windows are dark. The town is quiet. Seems like everyone's just tucked in.
I'm walking still in the like shadowy eaves of the buildings.
Sure.
Not being brazen about it, but
Okay, cool.
and then I'll walk out the western gate. If
You do
that's
so.
doable.
Yeah. So there are 4 main roads that just lead out
It's
of
on a
town.
diamond, right? Sort of.
Yep. And you make your way out of town. You come to the edge. The buildings slowly get shorter and shorter until there's sort of like little shacks around the periphery. And you are back out in the wide open plains, making your way westward.
Get like 5 minutes outside of town. I just go. That's both comforting and not comforting.
I didn't like it.
Yeah. I was expecting trouble, and that's what I can deal best with, but
Exactly.
I would have forgotten what they were doing for a day.
Well,
To the river then, I suppose.
let's go.
Yeah, so all of you probably linking back up with Seren once you're beyond the limit of the town here. Make your way across the plains, the ghostly moonlit plains now. You all have dark vision, yes.
As an owl.
As an owl.
The 3 of you walk just in a westernly direction for maybe 25-30 minutes until again you see it's a little harder to spot because you're just coming at it from the ground, but you do see that really characteristic bend in the river and assume that's the place. Kashek, I'm sure once you notice them just kind of swooping down and joining them by the waters.
He lands and it's literally like as the owl is about to hit the ground, it's like the sand plumes up and it's Kashek again.
Mm-hmm. Great. Okay.
I stay invisible for an hour.
Still invisible, okay. Alright. You stand by the river's edge. The noise of the sort of like running water probably comforting after this sort of eerie, silent scape of the fields surrounding the town on your way here. Just the sound of anything moving or alive is probably very comforting at this stage. And you wait there for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour. Nothing stirs.
Do you think we were set up?
It is quite likely.
Do you think they wanted us out of town for something big to happen?
No, we can get back too quickly. I feel like they wanted to draw us out here.
Wonder if it would have been prudent to leave one of us behind, but probably not.
No.
I'm just not terribly patient, as happens.
So yes, the minutes drag on. Another 40 minutes, 45.
I'm gonna start just fiddling with one of my whistles again, my little flute,
Mhm.
and just
Yeah, you do so. The melodic notes echo out and dissipate into the empty air around you. And after about an hour of you sitting by the bend in the river here, Kashak, even over the sound of the flute playing, you again hear the soft flapping of tiny wings. And through the darkness, well, you can't see anymore, but everyone else can. You again see the sparrow flit about, landing on Kashek's shoulder.
I mean, what phase of the moon?
Waxing.
It's not a full moon. You can't like see.
If it's a clear night and there are no trees around, I should be able to see a little bit.
You can a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
I'm not like blind.
Yeah. And certainly once it's landed upon your shoulder, you're able to spy the same sparrow that you saw visiting your room earlier that day. It lands on Kashek's shoulder, folding its tiny little wings, moving its head around just a bit, and it hops off, coming to rest on the ground before you all. And then churning and shifting and shaping, it begins to grow in size until standing before you, two of you recognize Mayor Miles Paisley.
Oh, yeah.
it's all come together.
He sort of takes a moment to kind of just adjust himself, having transformed, and then looks up to all of you again. Thank you for coming.
Quite welcome. Thank you for having us out here.
My apologies, I don't believe we've met.
No, I don't believe we have had the pleasure. I'm Mayor Miles Paisley.
Seren, thank you.
A pleasure, Seren.
Sorry.
Surrie. And Mistress Alcyone and Master Kashek, I do remember you from earlier this day.
I would hope so.
I had to contact you. After our conversation today, I can't live with myself anymore. Not with this terrible silence and this terrible secret. I'm the mayor of this town by thunder, and I intend to act as its leader. I don't care what that Father Cochran says.
It's very bold of you, sir. I'm glad to hear it.
What does he say?
Well, don't be too quick to praise me as bold. Helga had to slap some sense into me before I contacted you all.
She tied a note to your foot.
Well, she would have had to now, wouldn't we? Wings don't serve for tying tiny notes.
I couldn't resist. I'm like, wait, who tied the note to his
Father Cochran may pretend he has everything in tow, but he knows full well he does not. He knows the cause of all our ills, and whether or not he's too proud or too blind or simply too stupid to come to terms with it. Whatever the reason, I can't let his reign of terror continue.
He isn't the cause of this.
Well, that all depends on your definition of cause.
Indeed. A moment, Mayor. Kashek, would you mind terribly going up for a moment?
Back into an owl?
No, I'll just fly up this
Oh,
time.
sure. Yes,
That
you
was
were.
to get out of town.
Sure, no, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you fly up into the air. Just looking for...
Yeah.
Mhm.
I will be primarily resorting to sound for this.
Okay, give me a perception check.
28.
Nice.
Yeah, so even in the darkness, you're able to get a relative impression of the surrounding area. You hear no sounds, nothing rustling in the night, just the sort of empty, ghostly fields around you.
Which I also heard getting here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As he comes back down to land, I'm going to cast Pass Without a Trace on everyone within 30 feet of us again.
Okay. All right, great.
It may behoove us to have this conversation quietly.
I would point out that I'd still be able to hear what they're saying this far up.
Yeah, and it's sort of as you're coming back down, Paisley just kind of buries his head in his hands for a moment. He seems overcome. Just can't live with this guilt anymore.
Mayor, why don't you take a moment to sit down, perhaps?
I thank you. That's mighty kind.
Are there like logs or anything around?
No, it's just a field by a river.
Less obvious sitting down.
Yeah.
He takes a moment just to sort of collect himself. I do beg you, as I unravel the events, cursed events in this here town, do not judge me too harshly. The Father wields influence like a scimitar.
That we've seen clearly enough.
It was about a month back. A stranger came to our town, much the same as you all rolling up now. A young girl. Couldn't have been older than 15 by the looks of her. But there was something about her. Something strange, something alien, something far away, if you take my meaning.
I do.
She came to town wanting help us. Said she'd watched us for a long time. Saw our craft was the sowing of seeds and the spreading of nature, and said that she wanted to help us. I could tell right away she was from the gloom weald. And fool I am, well, you must understand, the Father, for a long time now, he's been building this movement, meaning to sow distrust of the outside, the city. I think in his mind, he wants us to break away from Arcadia so he can run the town like he's his own, like he's some sort of king.
What? Kashek actually giggles, if they can hear him.
A laughable proposition indeed, Master Kashek. I thought, in my ignorance, that perhaps if this stranger from outside could come to the town and help us, then maybe some of that mistrust of the outside could be undone. So I encouraged the young girl, bless her heart, to come and do what she could, and she could do wondrous things. Could make our crops grow in ways I've never seen before, yield fruit and vegetable like I'd never seen by natural means. It was a wondrous thing and could have fed 10 Arcadias 10 times over. Father Cochran, he didn't like it. He was mistrustful, called it devil's magic. He turned the town against the poor young thing. And fool I am, God luminary, forgive me, I couldn't see the tide that was rising. I just thought that people would see the good she could do, but they, Father Cochran,
It's alright. It was not your doing, Mayor. It's not your choice.
I saw the ash in the middle of town.
Oh, Luminary, forgive me. She was an innocent young thing. Felicity was her name, and he branded her a devil, and they burn her. God, forgive me, I can still hear her screams. They burn her in the center of town. Oh, and he sort of just breaks down at that point.
I'm sorry to hear all that, Mayor. Did the whole town go along with it?
I don't know. He had them whipped up into such a fervor, whether they agreed with him or not. They were pulled in his sway, and they just stood by while she burnt. Any questions they might have had about the decision was squashed soon as she went up in flames.
Did she say anything while she was on the pyre?
Well, matter of fact, she did. She cried out. I can still hear her voice. She cried out. She said, "Help me. Help me, you were right." Some folks say that they saw a bright flash before the flames overtook her, but I had to turn my head away in shame before I could see such a thing. And it wasn't long after that, after we'd cleared away the wreckage of the fire, that this cursed plague struck us.
Mayor Paisley, when you say alien or strange, do you mean? And then I take my hood off and put my mask down and just kind of like.
I don't know. No, it was even more so. There was something otherworldly about her, if you take my meaning. She was like something out of a child's story.
She was from the Great Mirage.
Sorry, do you remember what the abbot looked like?
Yes.
Yeah, I figured you might.
A lot of folk, when she first showed up, thought there were mumblings about how she was some sort of fairy tale creature out the gloom wheel. I don't know much about any of that, but
Some would probably call us fairy tale creatures, so.
you may be right. Or worse here in this town.
We're users of devil's magic.
Saved out a lot of smaller ones.
Don't know much about choice at this point.
I don't know if there's much to be done about what's happened now, but gosh, if there is anything to be done, I think you may be the only ones who can do it. Father Cochran's got the whole town under his spell. Everyone's too afraid to move against him.
How do his henchmen work? These ones called eyes.
He can see what they see, hear what they hear.
But it's not everyone in town.
I can't profess to say exactly. I don't know what his holy magics reckon with.
Why are they afraid?
Father, he has powers. He can burn people in holy fire and purge those of their sins. Everyone's afraid they'll end up the stake just like poor little Felicity did.
I would test this fire of his.
I would wait until we return from the gloom world.
I'm not saying it needs to be tonight.
You mustn't provoke the father. He has power too great and the whole town is under his spell.
We understand. We will certainly not provoke the man. That would be unwise. Thank you, Mayor Paisley. What do you intend to do from here on?
I don't know. My life is probably already forfeit coming to y'all, but let it be so. I can't live anymore perpetuating his misery and lies.
Would you go elsewhere?
No. I'm mayor of this town. My family's been mayor of this town for generations. It's my ship and I'll go down with it.
How rested do you two feel?
Not enough to set out immediately. I need to get a good night, at least 6 hours, preferably.
Do you feel like doing that here, or should we go back?
We should go back. They'll be wondering why we're not there.
why the horses have been left.
Indeed. We can leave in the morning as if we are leaving.
We've done our bit. We'll report back to
That will likely allay their concerns and perhaps keep the Father's eye from straying to you.
I'm sure he already knows. Don't worry about me any longer. I've played my part in the grander sense. If you can, it's a heavy thing to ask someone else to cleanse their sins, but if you can bring some peace to this town, and if I, in my sacrifice, can help you to that end, then mine is a life well spent.
I sense there is no talking you out of this. It is your choice to make. If you need anything further of us, well, we'll be leaving on tomorrow, but your compatriot, Ms. Helger, if she needs us, she knows to find us as well. Should that become relevant, I don't know.
Very well, then. It may be too late for my soul, but I don't think it's too late for the town and all the souls in it.
As you say, there was nothing else in town in particular that you think merits investigation, though? No hidden locations or...
Not that I can say. We did a terrible thing to that poor young girl. And I think she's still out there if this plague is any testament to it. And if she's still out there, I firmly believe the Gloom Wheel is where she is.
Then that's where we shall go.
Bless you all. I feel a luminary's light more in just my brief time with you than I have in years of bowing and kissing the Father's feet.
It should comfort you. We were sent by the rulers of this great republic, after all.
The successors? Well, it is comforting to know the capital can still spare a thought for us.
Four, no less.
Which of them?
The Lady Alasia.
I could have guessed as much. She's got a kind heart and a kind mind for the small folk.
The people are of her concern.
Yes, I believe you are correct. Well, I don't believe it's safe to talk much longer. Please, I know it's a lot to ask, but save my town, save my people.
We will do as we can. There. You have our word on that.
Luminary's light bathe you.
If I just may, one quick thing. Had you sent word to all three of them?
I sent word to the capital.
As a whole?
Whoever received it, I suppose, passed it on to somebody. I can't quite be sure.
Alright, that's all.
But of course, I won't linger too much longer. I put you in danger the longer I stay. But bless you all. Bless you.
May safety be with you. I know you believe that you're a forfeit either way, but trust to hope, I think.
If I live long enough to see your faces again, it'll be long enough just to thank you. Good night, you all, and thank you so much.
I don't know much about the Luminary or the Morning Lord or however it is you would like to call him, but there are others who would watch over us. I'll send a light to you.
I'll take any God's help that's listening, I suppose, by this point. At which point he turns back into a sparrow and takes off again into the night, leaving you alone by the riverside. What would you like to do?
We're like a mile outside of town? Not even?
Not even. Walking half an hour? Yeah, roughly.
Is there a reason you said we were going to the Blue World? I didn't pick up on why we needed to do that.
Because I feel like there's the ghost of a little girl who's like
That's
exacting
where
her revenge.
Felicity was.
No, I knew that, but why do we have to go to it?
That's where
What
she
is
may
your
still
plan
be.
of action?
That's what he's telling us to do.
They burned her alive, but we think she's still on the Gloom Wheel?
She
I-
said,
there
help
was-
me, save me.
And there was a flash of light.
So it's either her or like her ghost or maybe her people.
Yeah.
We need to talk to somebody.
Did I hear correctly? She said, "Help me, you were right."
You were right. Help me.
As in, someone told her not to go help the people, and she was like, "I'm gonna help the people."
No,
Boy,
I
did
believe
that
in
not
them.
go well.
Uh-oh, they're racist.
No.
Well, some of them weren't.
Well, one of them was anti-racist enough to speak up, and the other
Eventually.
ones were not.
Welcome
Oh.
to Treybin.
Should we go back
Yes.
one by
When
one?
Yes.
Although if you all stay near me for the next hour, it should be harder for everyone to... That's just a rough guess, though.
Sure, at least until we get close to town, then I can take care of it from there. I do have a trick that I wasn't using. I just wanted to see if we could find anybody.
I can be visible again easily.
Guess I'm just gonna start moseying back.
Right, we can walk together and take it one by one by the time we get into town.
Sauntering.
I'll stay visible for a little bit.
Yeah.
So, all heading back to Trevor.
Yes.
Mhm.
At the entrance to the town, we're going to begin staggering. Yes. Not like
I'd say
but
a little bit before that.
a little bit before that, sure.
I'm gonna come with you again.
Okay.
I will.
Okay, great.
So
Who first?
I'll shadow step back into...
You could probably just go through the window, couldn't you?
Yeah, I just need to be able to see it. I don't even need to enter the building.
Yeah, so you kind of hop shadow to shadow through the town until you're back into the sort of central hub. Do you guys leave the window open when you all... Yeah, great. So yeah, you're able to clamber up the side of the building back into your room.
I was just gonna shadow step.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Hmm?
That works too.
Pop back in. Can I tell if anybody has been up here?
Great question. Give me a...
I don't know, you'd have to ask them. They're in the corner.
Hey,
Mr.
This,
Jenkins.
this your room?
James, this is your die. 15.
Seems the same as when you left.
Okay.
Who's next?
All right. Roughly how far from the edge of town to the Whiskey Rivers? Any estimation? I know distance.
No, yeah. I'm dog shit with distance.
That's
but,
fine. That's fine.
No, it's not geographically, it's not very big town. Here.
Great. 500 feet or less?
More than that.
Okay.
Let's say like 700 feet.
Then I will, as we get into town, step through space and appear 500 feet in a shadow in town, dimension door.
Ah.
And then...
And then there's Surrie.
I guess I'll open my own doors invisible.
You can catch up with me if you like. I haven't done the second one
I
yet.
I haven't closed the window because I think Kashek is...
Be with you, can't you?
Yeah.
But I'm invisible.
You can both go
Can't
through
see
a
me.
dimension door, yeah.
Yeah. You're invisible. I thought you were doing that.
All of you.
Oh, I
could,
thought the whole point of going with you was so I don't have to open my own doors.
Well, then catch up with me.
You're 500 feet away?
Yeah.
You can go through the door,
can't.
though. Right?
It's
Multiple
there?
people can go
What?
through a dimension door.
No.
Oh.
No,
you're right.
not. It's gotta be instantaneous.
Ah.
She'd have to grab me.
I left the window open in case Kashek wanted to fly through it. So if you want to scale the building while you're invisible.
Can I just try
Walk
to,
up
like,
to me.
I am!
Can I
I'm on my
expertly,
way.
like, fucking stealth bomb, like, just into the window?
Back, flying or owl shape?
Flying. Is it too big?
No, you can try. I'm gonna make you do you're trying to dive bomb through the window.
I'm gonna try to just, like,
Ghost.
literally, like a fucking, like, and, like,
Oh yeah.
start hovering.
Yeah, I'm gonna
inside
make you
of
make an acrobatics check.
This is gonna be really cool, I hope.
Have you guys ever been in like a really tall building and a pigeon hits the side of the window?
You know what? I'm gonna use this guy because he's typically good. I'm gonna knock myself out. Yep. 9.
Oh.
You needed 10.
Sounds like a 10.
So, Kashek, you fly above the town.
I'll tell you what.
Uh-huh.
He's at least wise enough to know when to bail. It's fine that I'm not able to
that's
do
fine.
it, but, like,
That's fine.
he's not gonna just kill himself.
That's
like,
fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh,
You're not gonna brain
die.
yourself on the side of a building. Yeah. So you.
Be a bit louder than that, I think. Be more like.
That's my favorite thing ever.
Stop! We're never gonna recover.
That's alright. Let's do this for the next hour and 10 minutes.
Okay, yeah. So
Wait, hold
you
on,
fly over the town and are able to locate Whiskey Rivers and the window that you exited through. And you try to you begin sort of almost free fall, trying to hone in on the window you left open. But it's just perhaps just a singular cloud moves in front of the moon as you're making your way down.
He miscalculated because it seemed bigger when he left.
Yeah, that also. Yeah, you were tiny when you left, and now you are big. You were small, and now you are large. Yeah, you just don't quite get it right, and you can kind of sense yourself. How bad is this going to be? You can sense that you haven't quite gotten it, so at the last moment, you kind of parachute your wings out to try to slow your descent, and you manage to just sort of like swerve your way out of sight so you don't collide with the side of the building. But you kind of careen off to the side and just bump into an adjacent building and kind of slump to the ground. You manage to slow yourself enough that you don't take any damage, but you do kind of knock into the side of an adjacent building and slide down the side, landing in a lump. And so you are crouched at the bottom of this building, and you hear a commotion above you as a window 15 feet above your head opens. A man sort of poking his head out in a sort of sleeping gown and nightcap.
Hell yeah.
Leaning out the window, and you hear a woman's voice come from inside. Garrett, what the hell was that? Can you say anything? And he's sort of like, he's not looking down, but he's sort of searching, looking around outside the window.
I hide under it.
If you look, there's nothing obscuring his vision if he looks directly down.
Well,
Is
you
there
could be
anything
smaller.
around?
There's like some alleyways and stuff you could maybe try to duck into.
How far away?
To get like around a corner
Sure.
would probably be like 20 feet.
A bat flew into your window.
You speak up to them?
Sure.
Shit.
Okay, great.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Sydney.
With a start, the man leaning out the window looks down at you. What's that you say?
A bat flew into your window, startling you and your companion.
Luminera, help me, I've never seen a bat which could make such a commotion.
It was a large bat.
Must have been the biggest bat I ever saw.
Indeed. I as well.
Is it all right?
It waddled a bit in the air, but it flew off.
Have mercy, there be demons flying through the night air this night. And he slams the window, and you can kind of hear.
Continues his rambling.
Yeah.
Take two. All right, Kashek.
Don't
I
fuck
cast
up.
a spell when a persuasion check will do.
He leans back into his home. You were left alone in the alleyway below.
Sweet dreams, smooth skin.
I will gently clamber into my room,
You do so.
or their room.
Yeah, you do so. Okay, that just leaves.
You've caught up?
y'all.
No, I just remembered I can do something else.
Was anybody here before me? You were.
I was.
Yeah, you clamber through the window, finding Seren inside.
Well, if you're invisible, I can't
Fuck,
see you.
I know.
Great. So, knowing none of this is happening, I then teleport the rest of the distance, imagining my room, and I appear directly in it.
You do so.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll walk the rest of the way to Whiskey Rivers. I will stand outside the window and I will misty step into the room I'm
You're just
sharing.
Oh, you're invisible.
I'm still
yes.
invisible.
Okay.
When I cast Misty Step, I won't be anymore, but I'm Misty Stepping into the room.
Okay, you do so.
Okay, don't like that.
Bro,
You do so.
missed.
Like,
Maybe it's fine.
And then when I get in, I point at Alcyone's room and I whisper, and I say, what the fuck? I thought we were doing the buddy system! What the fuck?
You're invisible. I couldn't see you. I thought that was the point of being invisible. I can keep doing this all night if you like.
So when are you both going to bump into each other and simultaneously go?
I thought we were going with the same plan from earlier, that's all.
Good night, Surrie.
Good night, Alcyone.
whoa. You got big sister.
She's shut a fair number of doors on her siblings over the years.
Yeah, by that.
So I'm in their room.
Yeah. If you came back through the window. Well, it was Alcyone's room, wasn't it? That you were congregating in.
Came in through the bathroom.
No, it was their room this time.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah. So yes. Yeah,
I appeared in my room, so they don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. So you see Seren when you enter, and eventually Surrie
I thought normal siblings were
rather
supposed to like
grumpily
each other.
shows up. Yeah.
I'm going to go to bed, I think.
Night, Kashek.
Good night.
Good night.
back on the other side of the door.
He's knocking on the wood as he goes down.
He's knocking on his own door.
I love that.
Closes it, knock knock knock, goes to bed.
I love that.
Are there any latches on the doors?
No, there's no locks or anything.
I'm gonna do my best to tie some rope so that the door cannot be opened. If there's anything I can loop it around.
The only thing that you could maybe tie it to like one of the sort of doors of the standing closet,
There's no chair.
or one of the posts of the bed, maybe.
Oh yeah. I'll try and make that work.
Mm-hmm.
However the room looks, I'll try and make it
Yeah,
work.
sure. You do so. It's a MacGyvered contraption, but yeah, you feel reasonably certain that it would stop someone from trying to open the door out. Yeah,
Or at least let me hear them.
or
say
at least
fuck
yeah,
before
wake
they,
you in a
yeah.
commotion if someone was trying to get in.
Great. And I'll go to bed.
Yeah, I unwiggle little guy and then put him back where he was to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm. He was already snoozing as you were making your way back.
Yeah.
It's a big day for him.
And then I'm gonna.
Sure you don't want the bed?
Positive, thank you. I'm gonna position myself facing the door, kind of sitting up to.
You can still share a room even if it's super tiny.
Yes!
Oh God, just
She
kiss
doesn't-
already.
What about us is gay?
I'm just teasing.
Just two friends.
Listen, if you think that I don't already have the one short day Alphabet Glinda alternate universe planned out,
Yeah.
Anything else for the night?
Not for me.
nope.
Okay. The night creeps into early morn.
Stop creeping.
Nothing happens.
It's fucking fine.
And you all awake. Maybe a rough night for everybody. A little on edge. Maybe a little restless. Waking up every now and then with one eye open. But the morning comes.
Could have done another dimension door if I wanted to.
Yep. Spells back. Hit points back.
Into our room
Half
from
your-
yours.
I could. I can. Well, no need to
Hit
see the
dice
Misty Step.
I'm gonna pack all my stuff up
Good.
a little bit more conspicuously than I might otherwise. Like, have it slung over me. If we're-
Drop
Got the door
bag.
open while we're packing.
Yeah, while we go downstairs and
Yeah.
bother Mr. Jenkins for some breakfast.
So all of you coming downstairs, sort of packs in tow.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. So you all come down in the morning. Packs are packed. Mr. Jenkins, wide awake, buzzing and happy to see you in the morning.
Sure, we probably slept in a little bit.
Yeah. I think just based on when you got back in the night, you would have probably had to sleep a little bit in. Yeah. But yeah, as you all come back down the stairs, he looks up at you all, noticing your packed bags. Oh, you're making your way out so soon?
Yes, we figured much more of the lovely plains to see. So unfortunately, we'll have to depart after making your acquaintance so soon.
Slightly less lovely as the days, but I do understand. Not much of excitement happening in Treybin these days. I do hope you enjoyed your stay, however.
You made it as comfortable as we could possibly hope for, Mr. Jenkins.
Oh, well, you humble me. Oh, happy to cater to such fine folk. Well, safe travels to you all. Luminary's light be your guide.
I appreciate how well you made that sound like an actual end convo quote with an NPC. Well, safe travels to you.
Long days and pleasant nights to you.
A timely and appropriate blessing. Thank you kindly.
Indeed. I'll lead the way out of this joint.
Mm-hmm.
Right the
Yeah,
door.
you do so. You step out back into the streets. Having slept in a little bit, maybe it's like 10 o'clock in the morning, 9 or 10 in
Shit,
the
we
morning.
missed
maybe.
breakfast.
That's fine. I've got some rations if you'd like them.
I do too. It's fine, I'd be fine.
Yeah, the streets are busy again. People going about their business, hustling and bustling. There's a lot of hardworking folk here in this town.
Yeah, alright.
I'm gonna pick up wherever we hitched the horses.
Mm-hmm.
Can I tell if anybody messed with them or left anything in the saddlebags, like a government microchip?
I'm
or
gonna rub shit on my
something?
horse. It's weird enough.
Someone
Yeah, you hitched them right outside, right?
Yeah. Did someone key our horse?
Oh.
Animal handling?
Ooh.
Just for spice?
Sure.
Isn't it?
Oh, 22.
No. Not that you can tell. Weird Horse seems excited to see you all as you come out in the morning.
There you are, you weird fucking horse.
Ner.
That's what you always say.
Do you think it's...
Something to that effect.
Is that affection or pain?
Looks alright. I do not roll an animal handling check.
I don't think pain is one of the emotions horses can feel.
Yeah, I'm told that they can only feel yes or no.
That's true.
They can feel others' pain.
Exactly.
And they can enjoy it. They can feel joy.
That's yes and joy together.
Yeah, right. And swing myself up into the saddle.
Yeah, let's ride out the western.
Heading out the western road.
Wait for the Gloomweld.
Should we
Should
make
we
it
go
feel
to
like
the
we're
pretend
going back
to Arcadia?
and then head off?
Doesn't matter.
I think it probably does, yeah.
Alright. What if we go all the way back to Arcadia? That'll really throw them.
I just don't know how many road options we have out here.
Yeah.
Considering it's just
4.
but like, if we went back out east, what
Oh,
road
sure.
options do we have to circle around? Is
Oh.
my question.
I'm in favor of doing a bit of a bamboozle.
I could also do a bamboozle. I could also do that. I could make it look like we were going in one direction and then we could also go in the other, but it wouldn't stop the real us from being seen.
That would just be confusing, I think.
Well, what I meant by bamboozle was actually us going that way.
Oh, well, yes, that would seem easier to me, but it doesn't really matter, I suppose.
Alright, it's fine. We'll go a bit back on the eastern road and then circle around to the flat fields. Sure.
So heading out the eastern road.
Mhm.
You do so, moving.
Goodbye, everyone. Back to Arcadia with us. Looks like you've got it well in hand here. Father Cochran, A-okay. We'll tell the Dukeses. One day I'll play that character.
I have a
19.
surname.
They have to also be a bard, though.
Oh, yeah.
Kashek's up flying through the air, casting Skyrim as he goes. It's like Father Cochran has a big dick.
Smells.
So as you make your way out the eastern road,
A 1930s radio announcer?
you come to the
No, that's too
edge of the town, just as the buildings begin to taper off.
Mhm.
But standing on the road, on the way out, several of the members of the Order of the Flaming Rose, in their full plate armor, stand in the road. And as you approach, coming up along the road, sort of coming to stand in the middle of the array of them, there are a total 8 guards, 4 on either side, sort of making a police line across the road. Father Cochran comes to stand and greet you all as you pull your horses up to meet this line of heavily armored individuals.
So 9 including him?
Yes, correct. 9 including him.
Gotcha.
He's sort of like jauntily stepping his way across the road and then sort of takes a really relaxed position as you all approach and looks at you all appraisingly and says, "Leaving so soon?"
That was the thought, yes. Clearly, you have things in hand.
Well,
Be on our way.
I do appreciate your vote of confidence in my leadership. Did you enjoy your stay here in Treybin? We're hospitable folk, and I hope you were treated to every bit of it.
The particular bowl of brown that Mr. Jenkins cooks up, I think is one of the finer experiences in all of the Republic.
Well, if it can't be said that Treybin has an export, I would say old Jenkins' bowl of brown could be the top of the list.
Quite agreed.
Did y'all sleep all right last night?
I can honestly say no.
Oh, well, I am sorry to hear that. My sympathies. You see, I myself am subject to a bit of the sleepwalking, as it were.
Somnambulance.
An affliction I've had since I was a boy.
Devil of a time if you live so high up.
Truly. He gives you a sideways glance. Well, now. It's your intention to head back to the capital, then?
Yes.
Yes.
Certainly appears that way.
How else would it appear?
However you like it to appear, Father Cochran.
What a sharp tongue getting behind the teeth in there.
Sharp on all accounts, then. I do flash my fangs.
Sharp as them horns coming off your head, I expect.
They're just holding the hat in place. Nothing to be afraid of.
What is it you desire, Father?
I love Kashek.
Excellent, yes. He opens his mouth again to respond to Alcyone, but then as you speak Kashek, he kind of swivels your head over to you, takes just the briefest of moments, and says, what?
I find swivel.
He knows all about them.
Oh, you know all that swivels. Well, just to see you off, hospitably and kind, like. When you get back to the capital, please do make sure they know no need to worry about old Treybin. We've got everything well in hand.
Very kind of you. Thank you.
Well, now, safe travels. Hard times on the road and abouts.
Pleasantness and safety for you and the good people of Treybin, then.
You're too kind. Boys, let our guests return to their pleasant home. And they sort of part, making a gap for you all to move your horses through.
I'll lead the way.
You do so, yeah. And they all kind of turn, all of their heads kind of turn in unison to watch you go, but they don't make any moves.
Did anyone look at Weird Horse?
Well, of course they do. It's a weird horse.
Yeah. Does it unnerve anybody? Just the weirdness of this horse.
Does it make an intimidation check?
Make an intimidation weird check.
Make an intimidation check at disadvantage.
For the horse, yeah, alright.
Oh.
7.
One of them looks rather perplexed. No one seems intimidated.
That's
It's 'cause
right.
he didn't make any noises.
All the way to perplexed.
Yeah, the one right on the side as you pass Weird Horse goes. And they look like might want to get your horse to a doctor there.
Oh, he's alright. You, on the other hand, look pretty rough.
They travel on the road then.
You're too kind.
Yeah, and you guys go. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna see, as we keep running out east, I'm gonna kind of glance over my shoulder and see if I can tell when they stop watching us.
They don't.
I'm gonna pull my horse up alongside Surrie.
Mm-hmm.
So, that thing that we fought that ate you, I could make it look like one comes out of the ground and eats all 4 of us. That's about the best idea I've got.
I saw a movie once where somebody made it seem like there was a door where there was not a door.
Worked like a charm.
Oh, yeah. And she does actually laugh at that.
I
well,
think we can just afford to get out of sight a bit. We can take a little bit of time.
Take the long way
We will
around.
take
Yes.
the scenic route.
I pity anything that attempts to stymie us.
Indeed.
True.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually a little upset I didn't get to mess with them.
Would you like
Me
to mess
too.
with me? I can set you up for some things.
At this point, that's just too easy. See?
I love having a big sister.
I just wanted to mind trick all of them. Probably not him, he probably would have resisted it, but mass suggestion.
You know, the day is young.
It is young.
The day is young.
We might need that while we're going.
Yeah,
keep
I
all your
guess.
juice.
So taking the long way around?
Yes.
Yeah, you do so. So you get maybe like a couple of miles from town.
We're on horse.
along
That's
the road.
reasonable.
Yeah, right. Before you deviate from your course, you passed well by your mess that's still just left on the road.
Eustace
At this
mural?
point,
About as far as that, or?
yeah, sure, we'll say about that. But then you veer off the road.
Sorry, as we pass cow mess, does it look like any more of those weird tendrils are snaking around?
No.
Okay.
It looks
just
like how we
looks
left it.
Deflated, gross balloon.
Okay.
Gross.
I'd throw a ray of frost at it, just to be very sure.
You do so.
Yeah.
Frost over nicely. Nothing stirs.
You don't believe me? That we took care of it?
I believe that you believe you took care of it.
I love having an older sister.
Everyone wants it until they get it.
So you move off the road, start cutting cross country. Eventually you come to the eastern river, which you kind of follow the banks of, back up. up along, kind of tracing it back towards town. Just loop around to the western side. And you do so. You see Treybin off in the distance. Only the heights of the church, maybe the mayor's house.
It is slightly taller.
Yep, it is slightly taller than the rest.
Such a dick.
I deserve it.
But yeah, you feel reasonably sure that you're far enough away that no one can spy you from this distance. At least if they're looking out from the town. And eventually you begin to make your way west towards the Gloom Weald, which Kashek knows the sort of general direction towards. Yeah. You continue to follow the banks of the East River, and about, let's say maybe a couple miles away from the village, the eastern and western rivers that sort of the town is nested between join together. We can reasonably say there's sort of a bridge as you approach it. So you sort of ford the river and continue along the banks, now one river, towards the Gloom Weald.
Bloody.
As you travel. Anything for travel time? Anybody want anything? I just like to ask. You don't need to do anything.
No,
I just like to ask.
It's good.
I have a question about when we were talking to Father Cochran and his boys.
Yes, please.
Is he,
Cochran and the lads.
is he looking at Surrie as hard as you were looking at me then?
Gross.
Can
Oh,
I
boy.
retroactively make an insight check?
Sure.
Thank you, you're so nice to me. 18.
Yeah, what are you trying to decipher exactly?
Why
How
was he
tight
looking
his pants were.
Why was he looking at me so hard?
Why was
What's
he
the
looking at me so
vibe?
hard?
I mean, it was awfully strange. You brought up sleepwalking.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
mare is dead.
Oh, yeah.
She's smart enough to figure out that.
He knew that, though.
Cool.
He knew the risks.
Bold little sparrow.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, that's all. Thanks.
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Okay, great. Anything else? As we just kill time here? Travel time? Okay.
We're following, along the river?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Going west.
you're
and
heading in a generally westward direction, yeah. So if you can, picture it, sort of these tributaries, this one river splits into two and sort of frames Treybin.
Yeah.
And so you're just kind of following the route of the east and west river back, which seemingly is heading in the same direction you are. And yeah, you head, it's probably a couple of hours journey across the plains. You could see it from your altitude, Kashek, when you were flying high hunting. From ground level, you can't see hide nor hair of the Gloom Weald. But as you continue to move across the plains, after maybe an hour or so of travel, you begin to hear an all too familiar sound by this point. The thundering of hooves and the shaking of the ground.
From what direction?
You're heading west. It's coming from a northward direction.
So from the fields.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of.
And since it's... Sorry, I know we're about to get into it, but since it's flat, we can see them?
You can see the dust getting kicked up, as they approach you. You can see the remainder of the herd from which the sort of splinter group peeled off that you fought as you were entering town. And they are barreling towards you, still miles, still maybe a mile away or so. But you see the dust getting kicked up into the air. What would you like to do?
Should we ride
Rematch?
hard?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I would sort of like to try and outrun them.
Let's see if we can outrun them.
Let's
If
try
we
it.
can't, they'll catch up to us anyway.
Get my
Yeah!
Okay, so you
kick in the flanks.
you kind of give your horses the spurs, and
Do you want to spur Kashek? Would that be helpful?
I'm going to flap harder. and move 100 feet a second.
Yeah, sure. You kind of pick up the pace as you ride, geometrically. As you pick up the pace, you would assumed if the herd was just sort of moving by their own volition, they probably would have passed you by. But the dust cloud seems to change course, as if guided to you by some fell purpose.
Sure.
They draw closer and closer and closer. Now, coming into view, you can see the forms of the mushroom-laden cows barreling towards you.
Yes.
You still have some time to react. Is there anything you would like to do?
I'm gonna wave my ring again, and directly in our path, far enough away from all of us, but maybe where I might catch a couple as they run through it. I'm gonna laser moon zap a spot on the ground again.
What's the distance on the? What's the max range on the moonbeam?
I'm so glad that you asked.
Yeah, I've got something waiting for them to come to range for as well.
It's 120 casting feet.
Okay. All right.
And it's a 5-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so it appears. Are you casting it at max range?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, 120 feet away, you see all of you familiar probably now with, well, maybe not you guys, but certainly Surrie, familiar with Seren's moonbeam descending from the heavens, right in the path of the herd moving towards you. Anything else?
I'm waiting until they're within 100 feet, and then I'm going to throw another slow down at the front of them.
So
Okay, excellent.
whichever ones survive me get 20 feet and then molasses.
So are you guys kind of stopping and squaring off?
I would ideally like to keep riding while this happens.
Okay, great.
Yeah, because they're going to catch up to us, right?
They're gaining on
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay, great. So you all continue on your way. You do see, as you draw even farther away from it, the moonbeam they reach the edge of your moonbeam. You see it kind of cut a swath, like a beam coming down from heaven, kind of carving through the herd. And maybe even smell a little bit of the charring flesh as they pass through it completely undaunted. They continue to barrel towards you.
There you go.
Alright. Yeah, once
They
they're
are,
close...
and they are gaining on you, yeah.
Alright, once they're close enough...
Moving with unnatural speed.
I hate that. On the first 6 of them, I will wave a hand, and looking closely, if you were, the tattoo on my arm seems almost to shift a little bit as I do so, and speak a word and cast slow on the front 6 of them.
Excellent.
Which is a wisdom save.
You do so. So just as last time, you see Alcyone invoke her magics and send it towards, and you do again see, drawing within eyesight now, you can see definition on the blighted cows charging towards you, and you see the front of the herd mystically and magically move as if going in slow motion. And the rest of the cows behind that initial sort of head of the herd here begin slamming into them from behind. And again, an all too familiar sight at this point. They begin piling up. Bits of cow and flesh popping and spurting, spores being flying into the air. However, this time, the herd does not divert around the pile-up, and in fact, driven by some malevolent force, the cows continue to slam into each other.
I had to try it.
Way more than you faced the first time. If it was like a sort of splinter group of 20 at the first, this is at least 100 bovines. They slam into each other one after another, and as they do, the flesh seems to leap from their bones. Sickening sounds greet your ears as they begin to metastasize together, the bulbous shape growing, spawning, looming ever larger. Eventually, grotesque appendages seem to burst from this coagulating form before you. 4 legs and then a looming torso seems to raise itself from the blighted horde as the meat elemental rises before you. The metastasized form of 100 blighted cows forming into one entity bears down on you and roars as spores fill the air, and it continues to just charge towards you.
How far away is it?
100 feet or so.
I used my moonbeam, so it has to walk through it again.
Okay, let's roll initiative.
Oh my god, Trevor!
Right.
Wow, that's really disgusting.
Yeah.
Well done.
I'm gonna have
Does this imply the
nightmares.
existence of the elemental plane of meat?
Yes.
Meat elemental!
I knew the same trick wasn't going to work twice.
Can I just
I got you,
tweet
baby.
But I also have a feeling you were going to do that no matter what. So
Yes. Twitter? Just
I don't
the
feel
words
bad.
meat
I don't?
elemental?
Yes.
Oh, man. Size-wise, what would you call this?
That's a great question.
Big.
Probably...
It's big. It's not as big as a purple worm.
okay.
which is gargantuan.
Huge?
So huge, yeah.
20 by 20 or
Yeah,
something like that?
Yeah,
Dense.
it's big. It's like 100 cows mashed into one.
Yeah, I mean, their flesh was fluffy enough. You could put that however you want.
Oh boy, here we go. Meat elemental.
For
When
anyone-
homebrew goes wrong.
For anyone still curious,
But Homer goes very right, but very disgustingly.
Do we want to do... We can do the board.
It should be easy enough.
It's easy enough. Yeah, it's a wide open plane. There's not really any
this is
features.
kind of there's a big thing in the middle.
There's a big thing in the
Grass,
middle.
Yeah.
But you will start... Yeah, that's great. But you will start... You start roughly 100 feet away from it.
Okay, cool. So fees... Actually, we can probably give him, like,
Yeah,
here.
we'll just start him. Place yourselves and we'll say, yeah, he's like...
All right.
We'll say he moves 50 and then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So place yourselves around here. We'll say he moves 50 and then 50.
Okay.
And my moonbeam, I have moved it so that he had to pass through it again. So where would you like me to place that?
I'm going to say that we're going to make that, if you want to move it, it'll be part of your initiative.
Your action to move it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, but I mean, like, where would you like me to place it when I?
Wherever you want.
Oh, okay.
That's up to you.
Mhm.
Okay, initiatives, please. Alcyone.
24.
Kashek.
14.
I
Seren?
dismounted the horse, by the way.
6.
Surrie.
12, sorry. I forgot.
He's busy looking at Seren. Sixiously.
Okay. Okay, here we go, y'all. The fight with the meat elemental, here it comes.
Oh, fuck.
I'm so happy and disgusted.
Okay, Alcyone, you are up first. It is
Yeah.
100 feet away from you.
Yeah, well, sure is. That's still a little close for comfort in terms of what I would like.
Charging towards you ravenously.
Yeah, no need for all that.
Undulating. as
Great.
That's a word.
Spore and fungus and flesh intermixed. Carve it, like, undulate across its surface.
Yeah, you said undulating enough times. Ugh.
Do me a favor and hand me Tasha's from up there, please.
If you had managed to reach that from where you were, I would have been like.
I
he's the-
could have, but you
Long
know.
boy.
He's the longest.
But
boy
the
in world.
beer! Yeah, so firstly, I'm going to go ahead and speak. Would expend a body inspiration and speak a word of shock. Oh, not close enough. Can't do that. Never mind. Disregard. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cast Mirror Image on myself. And so,
Right.
yeah, I just real quickly take a step to the left. I do
And
I
another
do very
step
quick
to the right.
Yeah, very quick box step.
Aight.
And then 3 images of me appear each time I step.
Okay, great. Awesome.
And with my bonus action, I'm going to... All 4 of my me's are going to look at, since you're right there, Surrie, and go, sorry about last night. Maybe some poetry will keep you from fright. And bardic inspiration for you.
I don't know which one of you to look at.
Don't.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Oh, a 10?
Anything else, Alcyone?
No, that is action, bonus action. I'm good.
Okay, Kashek.
How tall is this thing?
It's huge. So, 40, 50 feet tall.
Okay, I fly above that,
Okay.
and I'm
I'm
gonna.
gonna get you like a little
Yeah.
holster
Yeah,
or
we'll
something
figure
it out
for when you're in the air.
Get a glass for you, maybe.
Yeah.
Let's open
Shot
big.
glass.
I am going to start firing sunbeams at it.
What's the range on that?
What's your line?
He said,
It's gonna be either 120 or 60.
It is 60-foot line, so you can't reach it from where you are currently.
What?
It's 100 feet away.
Oh fuck! I thought it was right in front of us.
No,
I'm sorry.
yeah, it's 100 feet away.
it's that coaster.
It's
Yeah.
like it's off the board right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just ready sunbeam. Whenever it gets close enough, I'll fire.
Any
Okay,
attack,
great.
ability check? saving throw?
Excellent. Anything else?
No.
Sir.
Still 100 feet away?
Yes.
Great.
It has not moved yet.
am going to cast Blur on myself.
Excellent.
Nice.
That's my action. Anybody who tries to attack me has disadvantage.
Excellent. Seren.
Yep, I'm going to move the moonbeam
Mm-hmm.
to here, I guess.
Great.
That's my action, and then
Just watching our cockatiel
I'll
go.
get off. You got off your horse?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the slightest sign of trouble, the horses start
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah.
losing it.
Yeah,
These
yeah,
are
yeah.
not combat
I'll
horses.
jump off
Except
the
weird
horse.
horse. Quiet as a stone.
But did just wander off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
weird
got
horse just
business.
wanders.
Yeah.
He's got business somewhere else. Yeah, I'll get off my horse.
He's got a meeting. That's the only reason he's here.
It's got horsely actions.
Yeah, okay, so that was my action to move Moonbeam.
Mhm.
And then, because I'm using an object to cast that spell, and it was just my action to move it, I should be okay to cast Hunter's Mark upon that thing, if I'm within range.
Are you concentrating on Moonbeam?
Oh, you're so right.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunate. Oh, wait, no, I can do that without concentration. It's my favorite foe thing.
Hunter's Mark.
Yeah.
If you're using the UA one, yes. But if it's the one in Tasha's, no.
Have written down no concentration.
Then that's the one from UA, so no.
Yeah, okay.
If Trevor, yeah, I assume that's fine.
So then I'm going to
Then you can do that.
check what the range is on.
It's either 90 or 120.
It's 90.
Nice.
So I'm gonna hop off my horse and do a little acrobatic flip. Woohoo!
And then the rest.
Yeah, okay. So I'm now 90 feet away and I will cast Hunter's Mark upon it and ready myself.
Excellent. Great. Okay, that brings us to the meat elemental.
Oh.
Pleased
I'm
to
so
meet him.
sorry.
Keep saying it. I
It's
love
going
it.
to dash, so it is going to move 60 feet.
It's going to need to make a concentration
Yes,
save.
it's going to end up like right here.
Yep.
In the middle of your immune con save.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sure he's really bad at those.
That is a 14.
He does not make it.
Oh.
So he takes 14 points of radiant damage.
Excellent.
I'm in the moon now.
I'm in the moon now. Okay, yes. So it just blasts through your moonbeam, unfazed by the radiant light shining down upon it, but you do see a thin sliver of sizzling flesh as it passes through.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, I had a pen once for you.
That
The
doesn't stop
charcuterie
its
bod.
movement, right?
No,
Not
no,
at all.
no.
If it is a shape changer, its form is reverted.
How much was that? I'm sorry.
14.
Thank you.
Shout out to Caitlin, you're hilarious.
What's she done?
We, from the official account, we said, or Robin said, meat elemental when homebrew goes horribly, horribly right, and Caitlin
She
goes
said-
a charcuterie bod.
Oh yeah. That's fucking good.
Shouts, man.
Okay, so there it is. It is now on the board. We are back to Alcyone.
Great. That's real good. That's great. We love to see that.
It
Well-
gives another heinous roar as spittle and flesh and spore go flying into the air as it continues its charge.
I'm going to look at all three of my friends here, co-workers for now. Did say sorry about last night.
Well, he was an adopted sibling,
And
legally.
to all three of you, I sort of, each of my mirrored selves sort of holds out a hand, and a
Dope.
brief mode of light appears, and bless.
Oh, that's so cool!
What does that do again?
You have a
remind me?
D4 on attacks and saving throws.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
All of them.
Right.
All three of you.
On
I
my
love that
perch.
flavor, the mirror images.
Yeah.
Putting it on everybody.
It's
That's
fun.
so great.
I don't have to do anything.
That's excellent. That's
Is that
excellent.
touch?
No, it is within 30 feet.
Oh.
And you are, I assume, within...
Oh, how
Hey,
high did
Kashek,
you
get
fly?
down here for a moment.
Yeah, I said I took back the sunbeam. I didn't say I necessarily took back the flight, but can I just...
Yeah, I'm not fussed.
It's enough movement that it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, it's fine, it's fine.
All right, so
Technically, everything, all this happens at the same time, so I'm not fussed about it yet.
no. Yeah, we're not in the middle of anything fiddly yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're all blessed. And I'm
Thank you.
concentrating.
Excellent.
This will help me remember, Noah.
Amazing. Anything else, Alcyone?
And the one that held its hand towards you, in the face of dangerous meat, run from someone, do not greet. And you are also going to get a D10 of inspiration.
I don't greet people anyway.
It's the best I got. We're a bit under duress right now.
Okay.
Mirror images and
Did you get
concentration.
inspiration
Nope.
if you cause the DM to piss himself laughing?
Blur instead of mirror image.
Mirror
I'm
image is phenomenal. It's
stupid.
not concentration.
I have so many
Well,
dice
I know what
at my
I'm
disposal.
doing
Still no
next
spiritual
level.
weapon, though.
Anything else, Alcyone?
Nope.
Great. Kashek.
Play of the game.
Oh, you had ready.
Wait, actually, sorry. 10 feet back.
I had ready, but
You
it's
had
not-
ready.
it's
That's
not
fine.
close
I'm
enough.
so sorry. 60 feet. Oh, no,
It's-
you're right. Yeah,
it's
not
within
quite
60 feet, though.
Oh,
It's exactly 60 feet.
I thought you counted and then went like it wasn't close enough.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Yeah. So as it moved, you would have been able to fire off your attack. So let's just do that.
Cool. Boom. Is it an ooze or an undead?
No.
Cool. He needs to make a con save.
26.
Yes.
Go.
Fuck. I just looked at it. Is it 5d8?
I believe it was 86, unless I'm wrong.
I don't think it's the same.
No, sorry, 68.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, I got it right here.
68.
Nice.
So do you want me to roll 68 and have it, or do you want me to roll 48 and total it?
Oh, always do the first one.
Yeah, do the first one. 68, and then have it.
Oh, I don't have enough. Oh.
That way you have a minimum
Here,
of
take.
6.
This guy. And this guy. And this guy. I've got some. Okay.
So your critters need 68. 12 points of radiant damage to the lab.
That's halved?
That's
Yes,
halved.
That's already halved.
Thank you. Okay, great. 12.
You might want to leave it. I just get my own now.
My damage
Yeah,
dice
yeah.
are.
Yes. So as it drew into distance, you saw Kashak fire off a sunbeam. It slams into the side of the meat elemental.
Here,
Undaunted, it continues
That's
to
all
charge
right.
forward. So now, yeah, you still have your full initiative, Kashak.
I am now going to fly 10 feet above it on the y-axis.
Okay.
So I'm 60 feet in the air.
Okay.
You said 50 feet tall?
Yeah.
Or 40?
We'll say 50.
50, so I'm 60 feet in
It's,
the air.
it's a big old meaty boy.
Oh, actually, no. 50 because otherwise I would be dashing. So I'm 50 feet in the air, and I'm going to fire at him again. Is that
Another
okay?
sunbeam?
Another sunbeam. Do you want me to fucking do the theorem, or can I just...
No, do it. Go
Yeah.
for it.
Cool.
So it's
Here,
another
take
con save?
these.
So another con save from the meat.
Another con save from him.
That is only a 14.
Cool, he fails. Ooh, that's better.
It's one to do well on.
26 points of radiant damage.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I don't really think I have a lot of bonus actions with the boy.
Yeah, again, the sunbeam slams into
Does
him.
that-
You can see sizzling flesh. But Undaunted, he continues to move
Does that have
forward.
any additional effects besides you can do it every turn?
Oh, he's blinded.
Oh!
Nice.
Yeah,
That helps.
I remember just something happened.
yeah. He's blinded until the beginning of his next turn. I think
Yep.
that's the beginning.
Until
Fantastic.
his or...
Until the end of... Until your next turn. So until
Until
the
my
end of
next turn,
Kashak's
okay.
next turn.
Yep.
He's blinded.
Yeah, and I don't get
Doesn't
bonus
really
actions,
have
essentially.
eyes, but we'll work with
If
it.
it can be blinded, it can be blinded.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
gotta
But
say
if it
something.
can't be blinded, it can't be blinded.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
But it's a
it's
homework,
blinded.
so you
It's
wouldn't
blinded.
have to
It's
decide that
blinded.
for
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because I think even Wild Companion is a full action.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's me.
Good shillelagh.
What's up?
Think about
Oh,
the
I'll shillelagh. Is that concentration?
No.
I'll shillelagh my quarterstaff.
You sure do.
thinking about the logistics of this thing having like compound eyes.
Oh yeah, they're all cow eyes.
Yeah, it's just that it's like 200 cows.
This
Oh,
is
no.
essentially just
Floating
a
around.
really disgusting gibbering mouther.
Just with limbs.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Anything else, Kashak?
No, that's it.
Oh, this is
I did
great.
shillelagh my staff though.
Thinking about like
Yes, thank you.
Envy's true form.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It was cows.
Just a bunch of cows.
Love the hair flip.
Thank you. I will take out my bow. And it's 60 feet away.
I was like, when
Yes.
did you grow? I didn't realize you were on your legs.
Yes.
Yeah, so I will try to shoot it with mid-bow. Cool. 26.
Yes.
Oh. Just an arrow.
Um,
I hear it. I hear it.
8 points of damage.
Okay, great. Yeah, you let your arrow fly loose, and it just right into the side of it.
We cast
Gross.
booming
I'll
bow.
have that back.
It squelches out and comes back to you. And in fact, actually, as it comes back to you, it's still covered in a little bit of the writhing growth. And as you catch the arrow in the air, some of the tendrils start to move towards your hand. And you managed to shake it off, but yeah, it was reaching for you. Anything else?
That sucks. No, that's it.
Seren?
Has he moved yet?
Not yet.
Okay, well then he needs to make another con save.
9!
Oh wait, no, sorry, he
sounds
does that on his turn.
Yes,
I made this
Moonbeam
mistake
is
last
on
time.
his turn, yes.
Yep. Okay, so then I have my whole knee to do things with. Great. Choices.
a lot of meat to get through on
all
this
of them
boy.
are wrong.
Not meat.
Great, I have enough movement. I guess guess I run up to a meat elemental and punch it.
Okay, great.
Guess I punch him.
Go to town.
Yeah, I sure
Here
will.
we are. We're punching a meat elemental.
Okay.
Add a d4 to every one.
Yep, I will do that.
There you go.
Punch, punch.
Oh, that was cocked. 25 to hit.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Pound that meat.
Tenderize the boy.
Yeah.
And then I add a d6 because my hunter's mark was already upon him. So first he's going to take, ooh, that's juicy, 15 points of damage from my fist.
Great.
Did she get advantage on any of this because he's blinded?
Yes, she does. Oh, yes.
Oh, I
you
didn't know
You
that.
get advantage
Oh,
because
well.
it's blinded.
That wouldn't have hit anyway. Second attack.
So many dice.
Yeah. Non-natural 20.
Yep.
Okay, he's going to take another
It's not hard to. It's a big old pile of meat. It's not hard to hit.
16.
Got a lot of meat to wear down.
16 points of my fist.
16.
Uh-huh.
Great, thank you.
Then I'm going to flurry of blows.
Fire away.
That's a, oh my god,
Yeah.
Yes.
31.
Hello.
Happy to make it happen.
Let me just check the sheet here. Yeah, that is.
12 more points of my fist, and
Valid everything.
28.
Yes.
13 more points.
13.
That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Hunter's mark is good on a monk, baby.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, that romance dip is paying dividends.
Yeah.
13, you said?
13 for the last one, yes.
Who needs a D8 when you can have another D6?
Excellent. Anything else?
No.
Well done. Okay, it is the meat elemental's turn.
Now he has to make a con save.
Yes, he does.
At least he's blind.
21.
He makes it, but he still takes. He takes 3 points of radiant damage. Sorry.
Great. Okay.
So what, blind is disadvantage?
Jesus Christ, you guys fuck.
Well, the thing is, you started at a distance.
Yeah,
which
yeah,
means we
yeah.
had time to set up a little bit.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Was it the 3 points of radiant damage?
Anything else?
No, that's all he has.
Him turn.
Okay, great. So, it was barreling forward, and then as you charge towards it, it's kind of like arrests its movement and skids out to the side here, and is going to round upon you, Seren. It's going to raise 2 of its big meaty claws
Big meaty claws.
They're quite meaty.
and try to slant. So it's like, if you could picture, it's sort of like a body with 4 legs, and then kind of centaur-esque. Its top rising up with 2 appendages coming out
I
of
hate
it.
it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a big, meaty, gross centaur. It's gonna raise its arms, quote unquote, and try to slam down on you, Sarah.
Sure.
Doesn't need to do that.
Disadvantage.
Yes, it does. Yep. Here we go.
Icky, icky goo.
18.
That just is.
Yeah, here it comes.
Yeah.
So yes, its massive, grotesque appendages raise up above you
This is gonna hurt.
and come wailing down, and slam into you.
And they welcome you to the jam.
4.
I think it's more making her jam.
Alright. Jamming you into the ground. Yeah, this is where it balances out.
Come on, Slam.
On
Turn her
this
into some
first,
jam.
14 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
As But as the massive weight of its appendages come down, it knocks you to the ground, pinning you against the planes. You are restrained against the ground as the massive weight of its appendages slam down on you. And the rest of you look on in horror as its sort of arm, for lack of a better word, that is pinning Seren to the ground begins to bulge grotesquely as a bulbous sort of protrusion moves from the shoulder, quote-unquote, down the arm. Seren, in horror, as you watch as skeletal cow heads all emerge, like dozens of them emerge from the arm and all begin snapping and biting at you as you are pinned to the ground by this huge arm.
Well, I thought it was going to impregnate you, so you're already better.
I gotta do the computer for this one.
You also need to make a concentration save.
Yeah, you're right.
You do add a D4 to that.
Do we all see that happening?
You sure do. You
Great.
see these skeletal cow heads burst their way out of the fleshy appendage and all begin snapping, biting, and tearing at Seren as she's pinned to the ground.
More than
Good.
the damage? Or more
It's
than...
either 10 or half the damage, whichever is more.
Oh, well, I failed that con save. So, Moonbeam goes away.
Alright.
That's okay. I wasn't going to waste my action moving it when I can just hit him instead.
Valid. It all worked out.
Okay, and as the teeth of the skeletal
wait.
cow heads rake across you, you take 28 points.
Oh!
There it
that was
is.
the number you were going
There
to say.
it is.
And you are restrained, pinned to the ground under the ever-increasing weight as the sort of flesh seems to like ooze pouring out of a cup kind of pour down upon you,
This is so nasty.
suffocating you.
Trevor, this is so gross. I love it so much. Holy shit, it's disgusting.
I bet, oh god, even with disadvantage, Jesus Christ, that's rough.
Yeah, back to
That's rough.
Alcyone. Here we go.
Kill it!
Yeah,
So-
okay, I'll just do that.
Yes, your friend Seren is being suffocated by putrid flesh and cow skeletons. What
Alright.
would you like to do?
That's not great.
Up above you, you might hear your friend Kashek just go, "What?"
Doesn't sound like him.
Yeah, so now it's within range. I am going to step forward a little bit and speak an eldritch word of shock. I need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Mhm.
Is that going to hit me by any chance?
No,
Okay.
it's focused on this bastard.
19.
That he succeeds, so nothing happens. That's alright. For my action, I'm taking a gamble here. But I'm going to... I'm going to raise my hands up. And sort of a note is going to hum in the air for a second. And I'm going to sort of point. And a whistle is going to occur. And I'm going to center this. It's a 20-foot radius sphere.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy's big enough that I can easily
Yeah,
put
yeah,
it
yeah,
so it
uh-huh.
hits him and no one
100%.
else.
Yep.
Is his intelligence 2 or lower?
No.
It is higher than 2.
Yeah.
Great. Then this works.
Okay,
So-
great.
Fantastic. So what just looks like a faint ripple in the mid-morning air, I suppose,
Mm-hmm.
shrieks and screams through the mind as I cast Synaptic Static
Ooh.
on
Okay.
this guy. So he needs to make an intelligence saving throw, please.
He's not good at those.
Well, one might hope. He'll find a way to be good at it, though, I bet.
3.
No. Takes full damage,
Nice.
which is very average. 5, 9, 13, 18, 21, 24, 26 points of psychic damage.
Completely average. 26.
Yeah,
Great.
almost exactly, actually. And he now, for the next minute,
Mm-hmm.
subtracts a d6 from attack rolls and ability checks.
Whoa! Huge.
6.
Yeah.
Huge. Okay, amazing.
Great.
Please remind me of that.
I will keep you that. Don't worry, I'll remind you of that. I'll remind
Thank
you
you
of
so much.
Bless, and I'll remind you that you have your
remember
inspirations.
Thank you.
Oh, I know I have
Buff
that
center.
They
inspiration.
need to make like a magnetic like debuff table.
Yeah,
Just
right.
like with like the
Yeah.
boss, you can put.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. Excellently done. Anything else?
No, I'm gonna put a little hat on him though.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Actually,
Jack.
I'll make it a 6. So that helps.
Me?
Yes.
Pew. He needs to make a Constitution save.
He sure does.
I bet he will.
So that does not affect saves.
No.
Just attacks. Okay. Dirty 20.
Yes. So he is unblinded.
Mm-hmm.
He can see.
He
I
said
can fight.
He's already doing okay.
he was doing okay.
He's still going to take 4, 7, 15, 21, 26, 13 points of radiant damage.
Great. 13 points of radiant damage. Great.
Whittle him down, boys.
He can talk. He can talk. He can talk. He can talk. I can sing.
Okay. Great. Anything else, Kashak?
I don't think I can really. Again, I'm used to Dwark, who is like bonus actions all day long. Kashak is like, I can do one thing very well.
Yeah.
So no.
Okay. That brings us to Surrie. You see your friend,
Oh yeah.
a waterfall of flesh
Yeah,
falling
I do.
upon her.
And I run right the fuck up to that motherfucker, and I have to use my bonus action to dash to do it. But that's okay. Just wherever, man.
Imagine you want to be flanking.
Yeah, does that count?
If I'm restrained.
Not if he's restrained.
No, she's restrained. No.
No?
She's also technically under him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I'm gonna. Yeah.
That's
I'm
fine.
gonna
I don't
judge
need
Fair
the
enough, fair enough.
problem.
I don't need it out of
For me, I'm curious though, but I will absolutely.
I don't need it.
Still adjacent though.
Did you
I
need
don't need it.
I don't need it.
You can
I
add.
know. I know. But I kind of. Let me hold on. I can't.
I love it. I love it.
16?
Yes.
Now, where are we landed on sneak attack, my friend?
Again, I think if advantage doesn't pop.
She's conscious.
That's different because an ally is within 5 feet. You can't necessarily be in 5 feet and not be flanking because she would still get sneak attack if I was
Yeah,
above
sure,
her.
go
It's
for
up
it.
to
Yeah.
you? Yeah? Okay,
go
great.
for it. I accept that logic.
And I mean, the flavor of sneak attack is that they're focused on somebody else.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. I accept
Boy,
that
is
logic.
she.
It surely is.
I accept that logic.
28 points of damage.
Hey, mama. There it is.
Very
okay,
nice.
great. Excellent. Anything else?
Nope.
Yeah. So you thrust your dagger forward, maybe leaping through the air and kind of tearing down the side of one of its legs.
Yep.
And as you pour down that same putrid brown blackish
Oh, no,
liquid
oh, no.
pours out of its body and spores explode into the air around you. Seren, that brings us to you.
Okay.
You are restrained against the ground as
Might be
these
the
cowheads bite at you.
Can I still attack?
You can. They have disadvantage.
How lucky do I feel? Do I want to make this save to get unrestrained?
Well, if you're restrained much longer, you're gonna be down pretty quick,
You'll suffocate.
and it might not stop once you're down.
Yeah, you're right.
Just
Yeah, you're right. Can I add this to saves?
Yes.
yes, you can.
Okay.
And you also get a D4 to them.
Can I get out from beneath the meat elemental?
Attempting to escape the meat elemental's grasp.
Yes, please.
Yeah, go for it.
What is that?
Acrobatics or it's the same as a grapple, so like acrobatics or
Contested strength.
right, yeah.
So acrobatics or athletics, you
Or
cannot
athletics.
add a D4 to that, but you can add the inspiration if you want to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bless is only attack
So
rolls and saving
acrobatics
throws.
or athletics
Make
based
that
off
acro-
of his contesting strength.
Acrobatics.
Oh.
Just be very safe.
That was cocked. That was not. 25. Oh, Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
Big.
Wow.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Wow.
You struggle to escape,
Oh.
but just more. It's like it's like soft serve ice cream, just
Oh,
pouring
stop.
down, getting greater and greater on top of you. I'm so
Ugh.
sorry.
And then with my bonus action, I'm going to patiently defense.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Was it less than 30? No.
Jesus.
No.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not. You made this.
So I could have attacked it and maybe rolled it down some more. Okay, that's fine.
But whichever one you didn't do was going to be the wrong choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least it
Trevor
has
loves us so
disadvantage.
It does. Yeah, patient defense still operates. Okay. But it is the meat elemental's turn.
Play front.
Seren, I'm so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So even more is piling down upon you now, and you can feel more pressure as more of itself is poured on top of you. Again, even more skeletal cow heads protrude.
It subtracts a d6 from each attack roll.
And it has disadvantage.
It does. It
Oh
does.
my
These,
God.
these things aren't going to matter.
It does.
We're
That-
doing our best.
All those things are true.
Someone
God
kill
damn
it before I die.
Dude, you're the damage guy. We're all kind of damage guys. Not me, though.
19.
Makes it.
Is he with the d6 gone?
roll
Subtract
a
the d6. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. 17.
That doesn't make it.
Yay!
Yes, so the cowheads snap at you, but you still just manage to sort of like dodge your
Yay.
way out.
To the point where you're too small compared to it?
We're funky, we're vibing, we're having a good time.
So then, Surrie, you see it raises its other hand, and sort of, if it has a palm, it just sort of holds it to the sky, and welling up within its palm is this sort of bulbous sac, which it then just
Stop.
slams down on the ground next to you, and it bursts, and a cloud of those spores, much like you saw when the cows would explode, fills the air around you. I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
D4.
Mm-hmm.
And my inspiration, just in case he's...
Sure,
well,
buddy. You can add that after the roll.
Yeah.
But before you know what happens. Constitution.
Okay. Nice. So many. 27.
That's enough, yes.
Yeah, that's
fine. So you sort of, the spores fill the air around you, and you clasp your hands over your mouth, familiar with sort of its MO at this point, and the spores just manage to kind of wash over you, and you hold your breath long enough for them to pass. Well done, guys. You survived its assault. We are back to Alcyone.
Great. Neat, great.
For now.
Well, we're at last time. I'm going to once again spin my hands and send that very faint whistle over Ted, and a cacophonous scream explodes into its mind.
Mhm.
Intelligence saving throw, if you would, please.
It's not going to make it.
Does it subtract the d6 from that as well?
It does.
No, I don't think it matters.
13.
Nope.
Yep.
That's a failure. It'll take... Nah, it's not very good. These two are cocked, though. Yeah. That's what I get for being honest. All right. 5, 7, 11, 12, 16, 22 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
Great. And the effect still stands from before. That doesn't change. That is my Alcyone. As bonus action, I'm going to... Yeah, she's within 60 feet. Seren, if you can roll out, that'd be pretty nice. It's not like this meat's been recently on ice. So you get inspiration there.
This is great. I want to hear it every time.
It's a choice that Ian has made for Ian.
Bro, I get it. Fantastic. Anything else? No.
The meat. I'm just like,
Check.
You motherfucker!
Yeah. Fire away.
Constitution saving throw.
minus a d6.
How many sunbeams? Oh, you can just keep doing it.
I can
It's
just
one
keep
of those.
doing it
Yep.
until
As
it
long as he's got
stops.
concentration.
Yep, it's one of
Or
those.
I get hit.
Yeah. And this guy's not been focused on him.
Constitution saving.
Minus a
throw,
d6.
24. Oh,
That's still not gonna,
yeah.
Yeah. It's what, 17? Yeah, no. Yeah, he's a hefty boy. Chunky.
I gotta make them chunky for you guys.
Bruh.
Yeah.
No
Level
complaints.
11, baby.
16 points of radiant damage. I'll see you in 4 people's turns.
Great. Okay, back to Surrie.
Yep. Kicking myself because I forgot to fucking cast Booming Blade last time. I'm going to do that this time.
You sure will.
And then attack it.
Okay, fire away.
Well, I add so much to this. 19.
Yes.
Sweet. Oh. $24 points of damage.
Nice.
Okay, so that's if it moves, it gets more, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, anything else? Sorry. Great. Seren.
Well, I'm not gonna be able to get out from underneath it.
You can still make attacks, they're just a disadvantage.
Believe in the heart of the cards, buddy.
I'm gonna believe in the heart of the cards.
Attention, duelists. My hair is kidnapping this child.
Oh, at disadvantage, that would be an 27.
Yes.
Okay.
And 27.
And 27.
And Sermet.
And you must. That's going to be a 14 points of my fist.
Yeesh.
Okay.
Wetly.
And
So you are still under it.
yes. May he make a con save.
You may.
Minus D6.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It's probably his best save.
20.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's
Minus 5 is
18.
18.
Yeah.
It's still higher than
I'm
the rest
becoming
saves.
increasingly surprised that I have done max damage with any of these sunbeams.
Ooh, that's a it's a
You guys
crit.
just fought something that
So
had plus
that would
10
be
to con. What was
a-
that? Did you fight anything in
The
that
devil?
No.
run? It must have been the devil, yeah.
12.
To hit?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'm gonna flurry of blows.
Well.
Okay. So sorry. 27 again.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry.
Yourself.
10 more points of my fist.
Good.
And a con save.
Good. Spend them while you got them.
While I'm alive.
While you're alive.
20.
Robin playing
Minus the
D&D.
D6.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's
There you
nothing
go.
but Constitution.
I was gonna say, don't be sorry, be sorry. And I was like, wait.
The last one.
Sorry.
Ooh, yeah, and that's 14?
No.
Yeah, okay. Oh, 15, sorry.
Yes.
Oh, cool, okay.
Arena?
13 more points with my fist.
Yes.
And another con save, I guess.
Spend while you got 'em.
All right.
Beautiful.
No, I didn't do it, man. Live your best life.
I'm so sorry. No, it's still enough. Yeah, 21.
Yeah, okay, no. Okay.
Sorry.
Yep.
Okay, anything else?
Nope.
Again, furiously striking out as its putrid flesh continues to pour over you. It is its turn.
These wet thumps.
Even more comes down. You are now entirely covered by a canvas of putrid,
Ugh.
rotting meat and fungus.
Good thing you're immune to poison. Good thing this happened to you.
Good thing.
Yeah. From this time now, from underneath, enclosed in darkness, the heads kind of like shimmy out from the dome of putrid flesh over you.
Trevor, this is
and
disgusting. I love it.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gross.
Is not blinded anymore.
No.
He has been blinded for like 3
Yes.
turns.
Yeah, no.
Well, it's just his. Yeah. Okay. Still minus a d6 though.
For his attacks, yeah.
Yeah. 23.
Yeah, that hits.
Yep. Okay. Here we go. Again. How many rounds has it been? 3 that you've been restrained? Yes. Okay.
Oh, no.
I don't like that line of questioning.
He's gonna subsume your ass. Or
Subsume?
melt you.
Tearing into you, you take 31 points.
The damage might increase every time.
Yep.
Piercing damage as the skeletal cow heads bite into you.
What do I do here?
You kill a player.
The cows are gonna strike out
My
again.
fucking leg almost
Sure.
just gave out when I stopped.
Yeah, minus d6. 23.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
Okay.
That's gonna be
Okay.
28 more points of piercing damage.
I'm down.
Oh no!
Yeah!
Oh, mama. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I was waiting for, oh no, I homebrewed it that when it puts you down, it automatically kills you. Why would I have done this?
Nope. Okay. So the rest of you see, it just is. It's like pouring more and more of itself down on top of Seren, and you see her completely disappear underneath molds of fibrous fungal flesh. She is completely obscured from your view.
You guys gotta kill it this turn.
It has to do half of the
Trying.
full in one move to kill her.
It has to
right?
do her
Outright.
entire max hit
It has to do
points.
entire
Yeah,
in
yeah.
one. It does not cumulative.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
It would have to do 91 points of damage. Or
Okay, we're back to
But
Alcyone.
it hits me, it's a
It's an
crit,
auto crit.
and
Yes.
that
Yeah.
means it's
Oh,
2
yeah,
failed
that's
death
two-
saves.
oh, I know that. Okay. All right. Alcyone, the 3 mirrors are gonna stand back just for a second, just for flavor's sake.
Fucking hell, I had inspiration!
1 steps forward. Yeah.
Okay.
That wasn't gonna stop it from hitting you a whole
You
bunch.
have all of you have a full round before it goes again though. So here we go.
Bless is going to drop, and I'm going to. The tattoo on her form is going to darken for moments, as I'm going to reach out and attempt to cast telekinesis on this big fucking thing. It is huge, so that still can be done. It needs to make
Ooh.
a strength check.
Okay.
It subtracts a d6 from that due to synaptic static.
You're trying to lift it up off the ground.
Yep.
Here we go.
Yep. And I.
What?
Please tell me it rolled a rock.
Hang on. And I make a
13.
plus 14. Oh boy!
I'll never be able to gonna get it out of there. It's stuck forever.
Oh,
No
boy.
way!
I-
Oh my
I
god!
wish I was-
Describe it, baby. Describe it.
I wish because of Jack of all trades give me a bonus to it because it's nice. Okay, great. So that's okay. All right, cool.
You
Great,
need
great,
to
great.
take a look.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
You're still unconscious.
I'm still unconscious.
Yeah.
Let's celebrate in a
Yeah,
round.
what? Play us out this scene.
So yeah, just a moment. You, if anyone's looking, they're not because check from above might be looking
Well,
down.
John
And notice.
Williams is now scoring the battle.
Yeah, but like at me,
Oh,
at Alcyone.
Sorry.
Yeah, a brief sort of like shadow passes over her eyes, and her tattoo darkens even more. And the sort of first, sir, you see like sort of bit by bit, a little piece of it start rising into the air, and then you feel an enormous rumbling as the entire thing. I imagine sort of a big schlocking sound
Oh,
as
yeah.
it's suctioned onto the ground.
Well, I do whip back and look at you like,
I'm busy focusing.
Oh, I know.
It gets
That's a
lifted
trickle of blood coming out of you.
a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. 30 feet into the air.
No way.
And it is now restrained.
Oh my god.
Can it contest that?
On its turn.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
It did
okay.
contest for
It
me to do it in
did,
the first
yeah.
place.
And now is it a strength check again or a strength save?
It is a check each time.
Okay.
Hey, can you-
Contested by mine.
Could someone get me out from underneath that before it makes that save and 100 tons
You
of
are
meat
now,
fall on top
I
of me?
assume, free.
I'm unconscious.
I know.
Would it take you with it?
That's a question for you.
You
my
homebrewed
friends.
it.
I did. It's gonna just make a check to see if it can.
D6 minus.
Yep.
If it's an ability check.
I'm making it up as I go.
That's alright, buddy.
It's fine.
You're unconscious. No, you're unconscious. Yeah, it takes her with it as it floats up into the air.
If anyone can maybe get her out, I'm a bit busy. And that's the end of my turn.
No, that's
What, can I
fucking
fly?
incredible. Yeah. Okay. So this thing has floated up into the air. It has managed to keep a hold of Seren as it rises.
It is restrained, however.
It is restrained. Yes, Kashek, it is your move.
Hey, really quick, cool question.
Yeah.
Does Cure Wounds or Mass Cure Wounds work if I cannot see her?
You need to
Since
Good
it's
to see.
floating into the air, I think you can.
Cure Wounds is touch, Mass Cure Wounds is not.
You could get a view of her now that it's floating into the air.
Just.
You could get a view of her.
If you were, yeah, probably.
Are either of you even damaged?
Nope.
I'm not, no.
Would I be able to touch her?
How close are you? It's 30 feet in the air.
But you're
Triangles.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50.
How much is your flight speed?
50.
Yeah, sure. If it's 30 feet in the air, yeah, you can kind of swoop in. Yeah.
I don't know if it's worth it though.
Well,
Up
if
to
it
you.
hits her again, she'll die twice. If it hits her twice, she dies. And why wouldn't it be able to? It's in the air with her. It's up to you.
Maybe you could
It's
pull me
only
out.
gonna give her a D8. That's the thing. I mean, I can.
But that means
upcast it,
she
but-
won't have a death save to worry about.
No, I know, but
Just kill me again, and we'll have another round to worry about
Yes.
this.
Or you cast a higher
Do
level.
a Kashek with that.
I'm going to fly over. I do not need to drop Sunbeam.
Nope.
I'm just not going to fire one this turn.
Mhm.
So I will dash over. Not dash, but I will fly over and try to touch Seren without touching the goo.
Yeah, so swooping down underneath the floating bulk of the elemental, you
Oh, this
kind
is
of
cool.
hang upside down, maybe clutching a talon into its fleshy exterior and lay a hand upon Seren lying unconscious. These skeletal cow heads snapping and clipping at you as you do.
And I will cast Cure Wounds at 5th level. Because
Okay.
Nice.
Fucky.
Motherfucking.
Thank you.
Because now's the time.
Yes, and I will give my good friend Seren. Let me add that again since I already forgot.
24 points of healing.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, I almost sneezed.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Not a great place to nap.
Oh yeah, so Kashek, you swoop down and like fighting off the skeletal cowheads, you manage to get a hand on Seren. Seren, you snap back to reality, seeing Kashek right before you, still sort of like encumbered and surrounded by this putrid flesh and skeleton bone.
Thank you, Kashek.
Thank me later.
A reminder, bless is down.
Yep.
Just
Yeah.
so we all know that.
Mm-hmm. Surrie, it's now 30 feet in the air above you, yes?
Yes.
Yeah. So, Blur will drop, and I'm gonna cast Tasha's caustic boo.
Email.
Yes, thank you. A stream of acid emanates from me in a line 30 feet long. Is that
Sure,
that works? Great.
Yeah, because you're
Oh,
however many feet
can
off
I,
the
like-
ground, so yeah.
Go floop, so I don't hit Seren with it through it.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you. Dex save.
Tactical thinking.
A deck save from it.
Make sure restrainment doesn't affect that.
think
Yeah,
it
no, it
does.
does. Yes,
It
they
might
have
automatically
disadvantage on
fail,
dexterity
right?
throws. Yep. So with disadvantage, that is a 13 plus 17. Makes it. Okay, sorry.
It's okay.
Doesn't take half?
It's a cantrip, right?
No.
It's not. It's just a first level spell.
Okay.
Great. Yeah.
Anything else?
That's all I got.
That brings us back to you, Seren.
If I disengage, what happens to the restrain?
I don't think you can. I think you need to take the action to try to
I
break
think if
out
your
of it.
movement is 0,
Yeah,
you
'cause your
cannot
movement is
disengage.
0. Yeah.
Is there any shadow anywhere on the ground?
It's just wide open plains.
There is a shadow that he's casting.
Yes, technically.
Is the sun out?
It is.
He's casting a shadow, baby.
And he took me with him, and I was underneath.
It's not shadows, it's dim light or darkness.
Okay.
Technically
Yeah,
speaking.
yeah,
not
yeah.
zero.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, mama.
But he is restrained too, yes?
Yep. Speed is 0.
So
Attack
yeah,
rolls against him with advantage.
You can try to attack, or you can try to break free.
I no longer have disadvantage on him?
I believe it would cancel out since you're both
We've
restrained.
gotten to the dubstep part of the evening.
Wild.
Can I add this to attacks?
You can.
Yeah.
To hit. But also, if you fall and get away, you'll be away. And you can slow fall.
Maybe we'll just put this in the game.
I
Maybe
can't
just
add
like
this to
really?
a
absolutely.
saving throw?
You can add to anything except damage.
Oh,
Any roll of the d20.
I'm not going to be able to break it. He rolled like a 30 last time.
Alright.
How does he look?
Not great. Like that sort of like brownish, blackish liquid is pouring from all over his body. The spores are going out in spurts everywhere, and
Well-
he kind of seems to be melting a little bit.
I have another round before I start thinking about death saves anyway. Fuck it.
What would Seren do?
Hit number... Whoop!
Good
secrets!
gracious, the secrets!
Hit number 1.
You cannot tell us.
I
the
will now
secrets.
tell you the secrets.
22.
Yeah.
Okay. Still takes 12 points of my fist.
That probably would have gone down when you went unconscious. Your Hunter's Mark.
Oh, you're so right.
Yes.
Then I'll roll that again. Sorry.
Not to be that guy.
Blot. 7 points of my fist. So,
Okay.
this
Yeah.
one,
Just
19.
Yes.
9 more points of fist.
Yeah.
It hollers out. It's just roaring to the heavens.
Yep, and then flurry of blows. That was not intentional. 19 again.
Yep.
9 more points.
Okay.
Last one. 25.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
On.
11.
How's it happen?
Okay. Jesus Christ. Oh boy, I want to bite it back, but that's a really bad idea.
It's really, really bad idea.
Yeah, I punch it so hard that it like has to me out of it, and then I just drop to the ground.
Yeah, so the cow heads kind of retract as the entire thing begins sort of undulating and pulsing. The entire mass of its form, it drops you, Seren, and you fall to the ground.
And as long as it wasn't 45 or more points of fall damage, I don't take it.
It
No,
could,
it's
it
not.
could
30
30
feet
feet
in the air.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Uh-huh. Do you keep it in the air, Alcyone?
Everyone, please get far away from it so I can drop this thing.
Oh, I have my movement. Great. I do that.
Yeah.
It begins to sort of pulsate and kind of like... and pieces of it begin to bulge and expand.
Yeah.
You gather
Get
from what happened to
out
the
of
cow.
the way.
I will do that.
And I will shove it another 30 feet and then drop the spell.
You do so, and it explodes. the pieces, little bits of flesh and blood go flying, perhaps landing just at your feet, and the spores swirl through the air. But just with a sickening, slopping sound, it falls to the ground, just a pile of mush. Well done, guys. Yeah, so here you stand on the blades, probably all covered in a little bit of meat.
What? Does this pile of cow look more like the pile of cow we all four fought together, or the one that Seren and I more recently fought?
It looks like the pile after you were done with it.
After the two of us were done
Yes.
with it.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
Do you think we're gonna have a chance to short rest?
That's up to you guys.
We should perhaps, you look a bit worse for wear.
I've felt better in my life, yes.
Cure wounds.
Perhaps we take a moment to make a little bit of a rest by the river.
Oh wait, are we resting? You can have it.
It's up to you guys.
No, yeah, let's
You can have
take a little rest.
Let's take an hour just to sit. It's only
I'll see how you do, and then I'll pump some into you.
it's only noon.
I would.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I would like to take a short rest.
This was in
after
broad daylight.
Yes, it sure
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll get
We
my.
could take a short rest.
I'm gonna unstuff the little guy out of the saddlebag if I go chase down my horse.
Yeah, you move back to your horse, which is sort of meandering on the plains, and as you approach it, you see he's sort of half leaning out of the saddlebag, waving his big paws around, just trying to get to you.
No, don't. Please don't get out of that if I put you in here. Take him out.
for the
Just kind of-
so go on.
He paws at you, seemingly very distressed.
No, I'm alright. Just put my face up against his little round face.
He nuzzles into you.
I'm alright. See why I ask you to stay put, and you need to stay put, because that could have been you.
He puts both his little paws on your cheeks as you hold them there against your forehead.
I might die.
Yeah, alright.
Sometime in the first couple minutes of this, I need Weird Horse to make a strength check.
Well, Weird Horse is the strongest of horses.
Because I do.
Okay. Oh, great, 21.
Plus 5 and 2 gives me 25. Weird Horse is now in the air.
Yeah.
Why?
I've got 10 minutes
fun
of the
and for
spell.
fitness.
Okay.
And Alcyone does not care.
Weird Horse rises into the air, and for just the briefest of moments, his eyes sort of like go a little crossed, like very confused. But then he is seized by a moment of purpose and begins galloping like a Pegasus in the air, as if this was the moment he built his whole life for. And he just brays out a mighty skadoosh.
These are going to be the best 5 minutes of his life.
I look underneath it. I'm not so sure it's a boy. Or a girl.
It's just weird.
We accept all the horse types.
Sure. I'm not saying being neither boy nor girl makes it weird.
Oh,
Its
okay.
gender is weird. It's what it is.
Oh.
It's Weird Horse.
It's
Shit.
like what is it, the Higgs boson? If you try to observe it, the measurement
Yeah,
changes.
yeah. Yeah, 5 minutes of letting the
He's
Weird
out there.
Horse do that. I'll actually like every
Move him around.
minute I'll move him around like 30 feet.
Charging as if carrying the Valkyries to a field of the recently dead.
I'll move him in a circle as though he's the one who's doing it.
Master, I'm flying! But you're not.
not,
though.
but you're
I'm
not.
like a real vampire, but you're not. though.
You're not, though. It's the time of Weird Horse's life.
Yeah.
Bats!
And at the end of the spell, I will lower it down. I will not let it fall. I'm not cruel.
It seems to take
Can't risk
a
it.
minute to readjust to being
Mortal.
lamb-bound again, yes.
Oh.
And then just trots over to you and starts nibbling at your hair.
All right. Yeah, that's fair, I guess. You don't. All right. I'll never learn your language, but I feel like I understand. I wish I didn't.
Take a point of inspiration.
Yeah! All right.
Amazing.
Hell yeah, thank you. Hell yeah.
At the end of that this hour that we're gonna watch Alcyone play with Weird Horse and do things, and I'm gonna let little guy run around as long as he's not getting too close to any exploded cow parts. I look a lot better.
How much better?
Like all the way better.
Oh, okay.
You put him down, but he doesn't seem in his normal sort of exploratory mood. He sits like very dutifully right by your leg, or if you're sitting down, just sort of right next to you, sort of like a sentinel, sort of peering out, scanning the horizon for any further danger.
He's gonna fuck him up for you.
When he gets to be like 300 pounds, absolutely. I give him a little scratch up here. It's all right. I don't think there's anything else coming.
Yeah, his mood. As soon as you begin to scritch, his mood shifts dramatically, and he just sort of like, kind of like slumps to the side, leaned up against your legs, kicking his legs out, enjoying the scritches.
You can go look around if you like.
Oh, it's too
I
late, I
don't
guess.
think anything else is going on.
Oh God, you guys fucked that up so fast. It's good.
I mean, that was 4 or 5 rounds. That's kind of long.
Yeah, I guess so. It was like an hour, I guess. If I look at the music track, I can see.
Yeah,
it was an hour.
That was a long.
God,
yeah.
combat in 5e is so funny that way.
It is.
Well, I get all my key points back also, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay.
Well, once we're rested, shall we?
Anything else for the hour? Anything else anyone's doing? Talks about, explores, learns, feels.
Different. This is like the plains, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty empty around here.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty plain.
Okay.
D4 psychic.
No! I'm resistant. All right.
Stop.
No, you're fine. Yes, Robin.
Okay. Never mind.
I will be sort of piping during some of this short rest, just for fun.
Mm-hmm.
I lied. It's fine. Would like to be on my horse and practice shooting my
From
bow
horseback?
from the horseback.
Mm.
There's nothing to shoot at, but whatever, my arrow comes right back.
Yeah, it's a returning arrow.
Yeah, you don't need to. You're not trying to recover anything, so that's fine. Okay. Yeah, sure. That's great. Give me an animal handling check.
Good boy. 3.
Weird horse.
Oof.
No.
By that I mean 3.
Yeah, so you attempt this a little bit, trying to sort of like pitch your arrows from horseback, and the first couple of times go okay, but maybe like on the 4th sort of test arrow here, the bowstring twangs in a funny way, which skitters your horse, and he kind of goes charging off. You have to sort of like take a moment to make sure you don't fall off the back of him and right yourself. But a little bit is learned over time. Yeah, this could definitely be something.
Cool.
Yeah,
Awesome.
excellent. Anything else?
That's all for me.
Yeah, you spend an hour on the plains just sort of recouping. Alcyone piping, Seren scritching, Surrie shooting, and yeah.
Lords a leaping.
yeah.
It's a lot of them.
Yeah, you are alone on the plains, just piles of meat everywhere.
Do
What
you
would you like to do?
do you think he sent those things after us?
They seemed rather focused.
They did. Judging from what the mayor said, I don't know if Father Cochran has any power over them.
Right.
They may just sort of home in on anyone who is living out here.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
But it did feel different from the first time, didn't it?
Oh, sure. First time it didn't turn into an enormous monster that wanted to fucking eat us.
I mean, the way it was chasing us, though.
Well, it was chasing the kids first, and we sort of got in the way of that.
I wonder if its power is growing.
Distinctly possible. That was only yesterday, so a nice hour this was. Perhaps we should make haste.
Come on.
I don't want to discount that Father Cochran has something to do with this, but from what we talked about with the mayor, I don't know. It's not my first guess.
He might have just kicked the hornet's nest, as it were.
Possible. Who knows what he's doing in the meantime? What his methods of trying to solve this might be.
Yeah.
What effect it might be having on who's actually causing it.
What are we even going to do when we get there, though? Apologize?
I don't know about you, but I'm going to talk.
See what
Well,
can
you're
be
very
done.
good at that. That came out much ruder than I thought. I meant that sincerely.
Well, that's all right. And the two of you, at least, and I was Sekashek as well, are far more empathetic than I am, so between the four of us, I think we make an excellent team.
That's funny because I was just about to say I feel like you have a good eye for these things, and if you believe that the Father believes he does have it all under control.
If he does, or rather, if he doesn't, he is lying to himself as well.
Right.
Put it that way.
Yes.
But it doesn't make much difference at this point, I would say.
Yeah.
Whether he thinks he can, or whether he's pretending he doesn't. Everyone else thinks he can. And that's where he gets his power. Although, allegedly, he gets his power from elsewhere too, so we'll have to watch out for that when we come back.
They're not going to be happy with us.
Who?
By the way, the townspeople.
No, but they'll be safe.
Oh, it's not my concern whether or not they're happy with us. In as much as they're happy with us, it's my concern that we won't be safe.
I think if we can do anything to lessen Father Cochran's power, we'll be more than safe. And who knows, Mr. Jenkins might be able to protect us.
Most people do not concern themselves with such things. As long as they can go back to their daily lives, they will soon forget.
That's fair.
Yeah, I imagine they would be happy if this
Blight
blight has
ended.
been taken care of, yeah.
Hmm.
I can only imagine.
They're simple folk. They follow strength. And if that strength fades, they will not follow it. Let's be on our way, I think, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You continue in your westernly direction until, before too long, ebbing up over the horizon, you start to see, well, at first, looks like just a grove of trees. Kashek saw it from a distance the night before and knew of its place and power previously, the gloom wield. And as you draw closer and closer, until it becomes into clear view for all of you across the plains, it is something strange to look at. From a distance, it looks like set dressing for a play. These perfectly unnaturally crafted trees, like from a fairy tale, arrayed in perfect order, sitting atop a hill. And as you draw closer and closer, looking at it now, they're arrayed like soldiers standing atop this hill. The spaces between, seemingly, the light of the day does not penetrate. The spaces in between the trees is filled with an inky blackness, otherworldly darkness. They are arrayed completely equidistantly surrounding this hilltop, except for as you approach, still following the bank of the river, which leads into the tangle of trees. And standing in the facade of this strange arrangement, an almost welcoming archway of two trees growing up out of the ground, their boughs curving and twirling into each other, creating a very clear entranceway as you all approach. And we'll pick it up next week.
Yeah.
Amazing.